Jay Crawford, Adam the Bull, Garrett Bush, Dustin Fox, Jason Lloyd, Tyvis Powell, plus, ba-da-da-da-da, you're loving him, Mikey McNuggets. And so many big names, it would take me hours to say all of their names. The ultimate Cleveland sports show starts now. Booyah!
Oh, it's already a crazy start to the morning. Shane Bieber's been traded. Paul Sewald's been traded. Mikey McNuggets.
Come on now.
Jason Lloyd. Mikeless Adam the Bull.
Nobody set up my mic here.
Himself up. Bull came in.
I'm not an engineer. I don't know what the hell I'm doing with microphones.
Clip it on.
What do you mean clip it on?
Clip it on.
They put my mic on for me. I don't know. I'm not paid to handle that.
All you have to do is clip it on.
No.
What a diva.
What a show.
I really.
Bull thinks the guy's a reliever. He's really a starter. You're just all
They were talking about him as a reliever.
He's not a reliever.
Well, I know he's been starting this year. The guy the Guardians got, Kyle Steven. You know what? I don't care because I'm just going to assume he's not going to pan out anyway. Although he is.
Here we go.
Although he is a pitcher.
Let's do a read, then we can dive into it.
All right, give us a read, Anthony.
Hi guys, back from putting the microphone on. Summer sports are in full swing, and whether you're all about baseball under the lights, golf on the green, or high-stakes soccer action, FanDuel is the best way to make every game even more exciting. You're already following the action, so why not make it a little bit more thrilling? With FanDuel, you can get on all the games while your friends are out getting sunburned at the beach. I've been using FanDuel to track my favorite matchups, and the app keeps it fresh with new daily promotions and fun ways to bet. If you're new to FanDuel, new customers can bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if your first bet wins. Open the FanDuel app today or visit FanDuel.com/UCSS to get started.
How long have we been doing the show? You can't clip your own mic on? Are you kidding me?
That's not my job. I do my job. My job is not to clip microphones.
Bill Belichick, do your job.
Let's go. Yeah, do your job. Except I'm not dating a 19-year-old who's
24.
Yeah. He's her sugar daddy. Good for her. Good for him.
We got some breaking news this morning, Bull.
We do.
Let's dive right into it.
The Guardians have made 2 trades, including one significant one. For those who just maybe, just hearing about this, Shane Bieber has been traded to the Blue Jays. Even the Guardians' trades are incestuous these days. They love trading with the Blue Jays because it's a comfort level. They like being comfortable, the Guardians. And so they trade with a familiar guy in Mark Shapiro.
God, you're ridiculous.
Is that not true? What did I say that was factually untrue?
It's comfortable. They have to be comfortable.
Is that not
It's
true?
comfortable. There are certain teams that other teams align
Okay.
with. The Padres and the Blue Jays are 2 of them. With
So
the
then what did I
Guardians.
say that was wrong?
It's the way you said it. And you know it.
That's true, but what I said was factually correct, but I do know what I was doing there. The truth is, on paper, it's actually a perfectly fine deal. They got a pitcher who's a top 100 prospect. He's the 5th prospect in the Blue Jays system. He was a high draft pick a couple of years ago. Young guy, has pitched well.
Stats are all, I know it's.
Yeah, they were
low
talking about him on
A-ball
MLB
stuff.
radio as a reliever, even though he's been a starter in the minors. I don't know if the plan is.
I mean, maybe they'll make him a reliever. I'd be
But
a
he
little
has been a
surprised.
starter in the minors.
He's got a 4-pitch mix. He's 6'4".
Yeah. Although he's dealing with an injury right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
According to the press release, he got called up to Double-A.
Yeah.
Made 1 start in Double-A, then got put on the IL with right shoulder impingement.
Yeah.
Which I'm not exactly sure what
rotator
that
cuff.
means.
It's
But
rotator cuff stuff.
obviously
Yeah.
not good. His numbers, by the way, incredible. He was a 2nd-round pick last year, but a 91 and 2/3 innings this season. He's got 99 strikeouts, a sub-1 whip, and an ERA of 2.06 against lower-level minor league competition.
Yeah.
But he's a guy with a relatively high ceiling. And the one knock on him, and I'm curious, Jason Bull, your guys' baseball expertise, coming out was that his fastball just doesn't have a ton of velocity. Tops out at 93, 92-ish. But if there's any organization, I feel like that can get your velocity up with the 6'4", 220-pound frame, it's the Cleveland Guardians.
Yeah.
Yeah, they basically traded Shane Bieber for Shane Bieber. And I think
Wow,
well, no, if you look back at where Shane was as a prospect is what I'm saying.
Yeah, okay.
Shane had a 4-pitch mix. He was a fastball slider guy with not a lot of velo and great command.
Yeah.
It's very similar to who they just traded for. Obviously, hopefully he turns into Shane Bieber. That'd be wonderful. But I just mean, Shane never had a big profile coming out of when they drafted him out of college, and he was a command guy. They got to more velo, I think, with a little bit of use of some substance, because once the sticky stuff went away, so did Shane's velo. He kind of went back down.
Yeah.
But he still managed to pitch effectively with less velo. And I'm sure that there's another 2 to 3 miles an hour that they can get out of this guy, because that's what they do. They send him to the lab and they use their sorcery and they add velocity to these guys. But he's got great command. He's an Indiana kid, started at Purdue, transferred to Mississippi State. As you said, late second-round pick, kind of signed for below slot value. And, you know, he needs to see better competition. He's 22 years old, and he's only made one start in Double-A, gave up 2 home runs, and went on the IL. So we'll see.
Yeah, who knows if he's going to pitch at all the rest of the season.
Yeah, he didn't pitch last year. They shut him down after they drafted him.
Yeah, and you know, the minor league season ends earlier than the major league season.
Right.
So you only have, you have, what, 5-6 weeks left in the minor league season, so...
Yeah, I mean, end of August it'll end.
Yeah.
So he might be done.
Right, he might be done. But, yeah, I mean, listen, you had to trade Bieber. He was opting out of his contract.
Yeah.
He was going to be a free agent. He didn't have you got a guy, as we've learned very well with the Guardians and other teams, you know, it's all a guessing game. It's an educated guessing game. You never know if a guy's going to pan out or not, no matter how good a prospect he is. The general consensus of the baseball evaluators is that this guy's a good prospect, and so I frankly didn't think they'd get this high rated a prospect for Bieber, considering he hasn't pitched since April of last year.
Yeah.
So it's actually, again, on paper, it's a good deal. Whether they can pick up his velocity or not, it doesn't matter ultimately. If you're a good enough pitcher, you could pitch at any velocity. So there's, you know, we're so obsessed with guys throwing 98, 99, 100 now that's, you know, very popular. But there's plenty of good pitchers that don't throw that hard.
Kind of, not related to the Guardians, but kind of. The A's just sent
Mason Miller, right?
Yeah, for Leo DeVries.
Who's the Padres'
best
prospect?
Top 5 prospect.
That was
in
the
baseball.
guy that was potentially coming to Cleveland with Steven Kwan deal.
Kwan deal.
That would have been another typical Guardians move, trade for a hitter that's 5 years from the majors. But
oh my God, you're ridiculous.
How am I ridiculous?
He's a number 3 prospect
You're
in
just
baseball.
in a mood. You just got to burr in your saddle about these guys
Jason.
right now. He's not 5 years away.
I'm exaggerating.
Yes.
The point
You've
is...
been exaggerating all morning. We've been here for 7 minutes.
Okay. I'm not exaggerating about how shitty a job they've done with offense.
Yes, they have. Yes.
Okay, so if I'm going to be a little snarky about it because I'm sick of them failing and letting the fans down, then so be it.
I think and I don't have the numbers to back this up. I think over the last 10 to 15 years, the top 5 to 10 prospects in baseball probably have a better hit rate than ever before. Very few guys. If you are considered a can't-miss top 5, 10 guy,
fine.
very few of them. It happens.
Right,
it happens.
In the end, they didn't get him. He goes, well, the A's...
But you get him for a closer? To trade a closer for the top 5 prospect in baseball is wild.
Could Clase have got that?
Yes. Clase is better than Mason Miller.
Right, but Mason Miller's got more years of control. But yes, they would have gotten the whole. I mean, the Twins got a great return. Again, it's all on paper when you're trading for minor leaguers.
Right.
We could say it's a great return, but until they perform in the majors, you don't know. But the Twins got 2 really good prospects, including the Phillies' second best pitching prospect in the trade for Duran, who's not as good as Clase, but they could have gotten a haul for Clase. Obviously, the A's were not. I don't think they were planning on trading Mason Miller. But whatever they got, they probably got even more than DeVries, and DeVries alone is obviously a great pickup.
Yeah.
But they probably got 3-4 players in that. They were saying on MLB radio this morning that there's a chance they want to move Mason Miller into the rotation.
Yeah.
Which is kind of crazy.
I mean, they'll do that for next year. I don't know how you do that now. I think that'd be a move for next year.
It's weird. I mean, the Padres got a good closer, so I don't know. But anyway.
Before we get off into other trades, I know that's where we're
yeah.
going next. I just wanted to mention one thing on the Bieber deal.
Yeah.
For a guy who I think we could all agree was not going to pick up his option. He was going to go to free agency.
As long as he throws well these last 2 months.
So.
Right, but if he didn't pick up his option, it's because he was pitching like crap or he was hurt, and then you wouldn't want it anyway.
Yep.
So for a guy who you may have had for 2 more months, 3 more, whatever the rest of the season.
No, you would have had him for like 5 starts.
That's whatever the actual time frame is.
Yeah.
I didn't think the Guardians would be able to get a prospect of the caliber of Cal Steven. Or is it Stefan Steven? Do we know how to pronounce it?
Don't know.
Steven?
Cal Steven.
We'll call him Cal Steven for today. A prospect of that caliber back for a rental. And Toronto, and you and I were talking before the show started, Jason, they're half a game back for the best record in baseball, which I was not shocked at because I knew, but when you look, they're literally half a game behind the Milwaukee Brewers for the best record in baseball. They're going for it. They're going all in. They're pushing their chips into the table, and they gave up one of their top 5 pitching prospects. Their number 2 right-handed pitching prospect for 5, 6, 7 starts of Shane Bieber and hopefully a playoff push. So when you look at the overall haul, I understand why some people are mad. The Guardians are selling. They love Shane Bieber, yada, yada, yada. This maybe the first time that they're officially waving the white flag on this season. Sometimes you have to part ways with players that are not part of your future. And in the long-term future, Bieber's made 4 starts in 2 years, guys. And they just got a top 5 prospect from an organization with a deep farm system. It's not like, oh, the Blue Jays farm system's a disaster. The top 5 prospect in that system would really be the 13th best prospect elsewhere. We have to see how he pans out, obviously.
Yeah. If he pans out and becomes a good pitcher, it's going to be a steal.
It feels like a good deal, yeah.
Yeah, it's a smart move for the Blue Jays. I mean, they're trying to win.
They're going for it.
So I get it. I mean, Shane Bieber, we talked about at the beginning of this year that Shane Bieber could be a difference maker for the Guardians of the playoffs. Same thing for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, I mean, they're
so I get why they did it. That makes sense.
They're going to run out of October rotation now of Gausman, who's been pitching well the last few weeks.
Yeah.
Shane Bieber.
Barrios
is up and down. And Bassett. Like, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's very good. You're veterans and, and Bieber's always been good when he's been healthy.
Something I just thought of. Toronto has a lot of injuries with their minor league pitchers. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of injuries across baseball, obviously, with pitchers. But them in particular, with this rotator cuff thing now with him, Alek Manoah
he's been out for like 2 years.
Just had Tommy John Tiedemann, their top pitching prospect, Tommy John. They just had
their best prospect is
Savage.
Yeah. I don't know if
he's healthy. I think he's healthy.
Yeah, he is.
Is he a pitcher?
Yeah.
Yes. Again, you never know till the guys are in the big leagues, but on paper, it's a very smart trade for both teams. The Guardians did well here. They did well.
Yeah.
It was a good trade.
Yeah.
And now we'll see what else they do before we get to what else.
Shane's not staying in Toronto, I don't think. Like Shane, for years, the talk was Shane wants to go back to Southern California. Between the Angels, the Dodgers, maybe the Padres.
I mean, at this point, because I don't know, he's not getting a huge contract, even if he pitches well.
No,
if the Blue Jays made him a good offer, I think there's a chance. But
I think he wants to go back to California.
I don't think it matters. If I'm Toronto, I'm trying to win now.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I mean, I got Bichette's a free agent at the end of the year. We're playing well. The East is wide open. The Yankees are not that good.
The American League's
wide open.
The Mariners are really going.
Yeah, I like what the Mariners did,
and they should.
I think the Mariners and the Mets have been the biggest winners so far.
One last question on the Bieber thing.
Yeah.
How many teams do you think were really interested in Bieber? And
I'm sure a lot.
So this was the Guardians taking what they believed was the best player, the best offer they could get for Shane Bieber.
I know the Cubs were interested for sure. I was hoping they'd get him, but
there was a lot of interest in him.
Yeah.
I kind of thought they'd send him to the NL, but it doesn't really matter because it's a rental. So you just take the best offer in front of you. But there was a lot of because of his pedigree, because of his track record, and you know what's in there.
So that means Cleveland really likes this Cal Stephen guy.
Yeah,
if they chose him over a bunch of other potential options.
He fits them to a T in the mold of high command, low velo. We can work with that and get more out of him.
Yeah. All right, we got some more Guardians news, but first you got to read.
Yeah, before we go around the MLB, guys, have you ever checked your bank account and wonder, where did all my money go? Between dining out, online shopping, and entertainment, it's easy to lose track. That's where Monarch Money comes in. It's your personal CFO giving you full visibility and control over your finances. Monarch Money isn't just a budgeting app. It's a complete financial command center where you can track all of your accounts, investments, and spending in one place, so you start just managing your money and you start building wealth. When I started using Monarch Money, I realized just how much I was spending on food delivery. Now I've taken control of my finances with Monarch Money. By using code LOCKEDONNFL at monarchmoney.com, you can get 50% off your first year. That's monarchmoney.com, code LOCKEDONNFL for half off your first year.
All right, so the Guardians have made another trade this morning. They traded Paul Sewald. I know it's not a lot of money, but frankly, I'm surprised they got anybody to take Paul Sewald's contract. That's probably like $2 million.
A player to be named or cash, right?
Yeah, I mean, you're not getting anything from Paul
Sewald. It's a money dump.
It's a money dump, and maybe they'll. I don't even know if anybody would take Santana's contract, honestly, because you probably owe him like $3 million for the rest of the year, maybe a little more than that.
It might be more than that.
So you get rid of Sewald. They got to move on from Santana today, I would think.
I would hope.
One
if
way
not
or the
today,
other.
Tomorrow they DFA him type thing.
Lane Thomas, they're probably not going to trade because he's out for maybe the rest of the year, certainly into September.
He has no value.
The big question is, will they trade Steven Kwan today? I got asked it this morning on my podcast, and then I immediately had Zach Jackson on a couple minutes after I finished my baseball talk, and he was busting my balls because I said 55-45 he would not get traded. So I'm going to say he doesn't get traded. Mark Feinsand had a report yesterday saying the Guardians are trying to trade him. I just don't buy that. I buy that they would trade him in the right deal. I don't think the A's were planning on trading Mason Miller, but they got a great deal, so they made the move. I'm not buying that Kwan's definitely out. Are you?
I'll let Jason go first because I have some thoughts on that.
That he's definitely being traded? No, I don't think it's definite. That's the Padres thing I thought was really interesting because if the Padres are going to move DeVries, basically they had their choice between Kwan and Mason Miller.
Yeah.
And they chose Mason Miller over Kwan. And I think there's other suitors out there, but I think, there's 3 postseasons of control, so I think they're putting a really high price tag on him.
Yeah.
And if some teams, sort of the Mason Miller, if some teams are willing to come up and meet it, they're going to trade him. And if not, they won't.
Right.
It's kind of funny because I was telling Mike, I was at a breakfast this morning actually at Progressive Field.
Yeah.
A Positive Coaching Alliance breakfast. Shout out to my guy Brian for inviting me to this. And John Michael was actually at my table too, the Cavs TV guy. And the door prizes that they were handing out, 2 of them were a Shane Bieber autographed baseball and a Steven Kwan autographed baseball. It's kind of funny.
That's so,
and then 30 minutes later, Bieber got traded.
Yeah.
I don't know what the percentage is, whether or not
Yeah.
Kwan's going to be here. It's just a matter of if a team's willing to come up and meet their price or not.
Right. But Mark Feinsand made it seem as if the Guardians are anxious to move on from him.
I don't think they're anxious to
just
move
don't buy
on.
that.
I think they're trying to cultivate the highest return possible.
And if they don't get the right offer, I think they very well will. I think there's a great chance they'll trade him this offseason.
Yeah, which, if you're going to do that, trade him now. Well, if you're going to trade him in the offseason, why don't you trade him now? You're not going anywhere this year.
Unless
the
you
value's
don't
higher.
It just would be maybe a longer list of teams that would be in the mix next year.
See, I think the return is higher now because there's a higher desperation now.
Could be.
You're right. There's more teams in the winter.
Yeah.
But right now, the price, to me, feels higher in July than it would be in December.
If that's the case, then you make the move. I mean, I get the sense, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but if Steven Kwan was going to re-sign a long-term contract here in Cleveland, it would have been done already.
It would have been done already.
They've been to the negotiating table.
Well, they obviously haven't made him a fair offer. That's how I see it.
They've made them an offer that they're comfortable with, and he was not.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
There's-
fair. What define fair?
Well,
you
I
know?
mean, yesterday you said the Andres Jimenez contract, right?
if I think they should put that in front of
To
him.
me, I would offer more than that, a little more, because it's a few years later, and the money's gone up.
he's deeper into arbitration than what Jimenez was at the
And
time.
he's a much more proven hitter than Jimenez.
And there were some option years on the end of that
Right.
that you can play with. Or
but that was
manipulate or
roughly
take
what,
off.
$15 million a year.
It was 7 for 105, basically.
So I mean, if you offered him 7 for,
120.
I would say even more than that. Say 7 for 125.
Is he really $125 million?
Well, that's what I wanted to ask you guys.
But you know what? 7 for 125. I mean,
it's just shy of 18 a year.
that's not a ton of money per year. I get it. He's a weird guy to evaluate money-wise because his profile is unlike almost any player in baseball. Who's a match for him? There's really nobody.
It's hard.
Because he is very good to elite at everything but power. But he also plays left field, not center field. You could say, you think about the other guys who are like singles hitters, batting average guys. Like Luis Ariz doesn't run bases. He doesn't play good defense.
Right.
Like, so he's not a comp. So who's the comp? I don't even know who it is.
It's very unique. I actually.
He's a great base runner. He's a good base stealer. He's got a good arm. He's an elite fielder, even though it's a less important position.
I actually think he'd be more valuable in center field than left field.
It's hard to argue.
Well, I think we've been discussing that for a couple of years.
But it's
here.
ridiculous to say that when he's a 3-time Gold Glove
Right,
winner and
but-
about to be a 4-time Gold Glove winner.
Right.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
the point is he's a valuable player, but the one part of his game that's not elite is what people value the most, and that's power.
Right.
It's funny that. So to answer your initial question, percentage he gets, I have no clue. I default to you guys. If you say it's 55-45, he doesn't get traded.
I'm just
50-50,
guessing.
like,
I don't know either.
I trust you guys a lot more. I think the Padres making the deal for Mason Miller is interesting because that was a team that seemed to have the prospects to match Cleveland's asking price if they were to pursue that avenue. But I do find it funny that there's been this noise online of the Guardians can't trade Steven Kwan. It'll be an outrage if they trade Steven Kwan. I saw Chris Rose, friend of the show, say his son told him it'd be the saddest day of his sports life if the Guardians traded
I would
Steven
be
Kwan.
really pissed. I'm pissed off if I'm a Guardians fan if they trade him.
Fair enough. I understand why.
I want sign him. Find a way to sign him.
Understand why. But at the same time, we have people like G and Tyvis and a lot of fans who complain that the Guardians don't ever hit home runs, right? It's a singles hitting team. It's contact. They play guards ball. But we also know that doesn't necessarily win in the playoffs. And then to have this outcry and this outswell and this rage for a team that would trade away a guy who you just said his knock is power.
You replace.
I understand.
You get the power in other spots, not by taking away your best singles hitter.
So I was telling Jason, it's kind of like a running back in football. Like, I don't think you could build around a running back, but if you have a really good team, you bring a running back in, that could be the missing piece to a championship. I'm not sure if Steven Kwan's a guy like you build a championship franchise around. I think
it doesn't work that way in
he's a
baseball.
piece of a team that you bring in to help elevate you to a championship level, as opposed to having him be that building block.
They're in this position because of their consistent failures at developing power hitters and developing hitters in general.
He's a very, very good player.
Yes.
He looks better than what he is because of the crap around him in this lineup. And I think that's why people are so attached to him, because I don't blame him. Like, what else is there?
Yeah.
There's Jose and Kwan and Manzardo on the days they let him out of his cage.
Well, but it was unbelievable he was on the bench again yesterday.
We're going to talk about that later. I have some stats.
But, if this was if you had an owner that actually spent money, you'd sign him, and you still have plenty of money to do other things.
Yes.
So in your mind, what's an
not interested. The owner's not interested in competing.
What's an overpay for Kwan? And the reason I ask this is because if you're going to pay him $18 million a year, which is the contract you just threw out there, what is that sacrificing elsewhere that the Guardians wouldn't spend based off their current?
Well, they don't spend anyway, so that's not sacrificing anything.
You see what I'm trying? Maybe I asked that question wrong.
No, I understand what you're saying. I'm saying that we always give the Dolans a pass by saying, well, then they can't sign such and such. Well, no, they could do whatever they want. They choose not to spend this money. So
that's what I'm saying.
And they're not spent. Like, who have they spent on? They spent on nobody.
Bybee. That's who they spent on.
That's it. That's all they've done.
Yeah.
They re-signed Bybee. They re-signed Ramirez.
Every free agent they've tried to bring.
They've not spent any significant money on any outside free agents.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll. I'm sure they don't have. They don't want to sign guys before they see them, and that's fine. Like, because they're just too risk averse. They're never going to sign a guy before he makes his major league debut, which is what it's coming to in baseball. In order to get long-term deals done, often, not always, often you have to get them before their first major league at bat. It's happened in Milwaukee with
Churio.
Thank you, Churio. The Tigers did it with Colt Keith. It's become this trend. The Guardians are never going to do that. They need to see him first. I think they have enough now with Manzardo. He would be the type of guy that I think that they would actively work on this winter to try and get something done. But it's going to be a Guardians type offer. Like the deal Bybee took, I think we all said at the time, wow, that's really kind of under market.
Yeah.
And I know I think Tanner looked at what happened to Tristan McKenzie and said, I'll take it.
Yeah, and Tanner hasn't been great.
He hasn't been great. He hasn't been He has not had a great year.
No.
And so now I think if they do move on, whether they move on from Kwan or not, I don't think he's signing here. That's pretty evident. So now I think you pivot to Manzardo and try and get him locked up on a long-term deal.
Right, I would hope so.
And if you don't get it done this winter, you're probably not going to get it. You probably have this winter and maybe next year with him. But if he has a monster year next year, the following offseason, you're not going to get him either.
Or you're going to have to pay him a lot more.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Obviously, the Mason Miller trade, let me just look real quick if anything's happened in the last minute or so. And we'll keep an eye. Obviously, the Kwan is really the biggest thing. Carlos Santana is the only other thing to look for. The A's are getting 4 prospects in the deal, including the shortstop DeVries, who's the Padres' best
He's the number
prospect.
3 prospect in baseball.
Yeah.
Yes, and they're getting 3 pitchers. I don't know how good they are. I don't know the names.
Sears is in that too.
Yeah, they're getting 2 players, including Mason Miller, obviously.
Is it more likely Santana just gets DFA'd tomorrow than he gets dumped?
A couple of spots where I thought he might land have already been filled. So, yeah, I think Bull was probably right. I don't know if they're going to find a landing spot for him. I still think maybe Boston takes him, maybe, for first base if they can't do any better today.
You'll probably find somebody to take him.
He's good defensively,
but
he's fine defensively.
he's not, I don't think any other team is looking at him as an everyday player.
He's nobody's first option.
No, definitely not.
At 5:15, if you're not making progress on anything else,
Is that the 2 a.m. last
it's
call?
6 o'clock to the deadline.
No. But I mean, is 5:15 the equivalent of?
At 10, she's at 2. At 2,
Yes,
she's at 10.
yes.
Yeah.
Is that the Carlos Santana looks a lot more like Kyle Manzardo?
At 5:15 today.
Yeah, but either way, by tomorrow he's got to be gone, and Kayfa should be up tomorrow. Finally, I've been waiting for him to come up for 2 months, and who knows how good he's going to be when he comes. Obviously, you never know. There's been a lot of rookies that have struggled this year. It hasn't been a great season for a lot of rookies, except Nick Kurtz and a few other guys, Drake Baldwin, a couple of guys. But that's where we're at with the Guardians. It's going to be weird to see Shane Bieber in another uniform, but not something that fans here are not used to.
Do they play Toronto again this season? Is there a chance Shane pitches against Cleveland?
I don't know.
I don't remember offhand.
I don't know if they've been to Toronto yet or not.
Well, I know Toronto came here.
Yeah,
I'm not
I'll take a
sure.
look, but I don't remember them going to Toronto, but it doesn't
Doesn't
mean
mean it
that's
didn't
not the
happen.
case. Yeah. All right, go ahead. Well,
Doesn't look like it. Guys, we're going to get over to football here, which means it's time to fuel up and turn it up with 5-Hour Energy Transfusion. It brings the bold grape, ginger, and lime flavor to your favorite golf drink, minus the alcohol, into a quick, energizing shot. Whether you're sinking birdies or just making memories with friends, this is a hole-in-one for your energy game. Let's be honest, some days on the course or off it, you just need a little extra boost to stay sharp and energized. And what's the wildest hit shot you've ever made? Was it a fluke or was it a well-calculated miracle? Golf is all about good times with good people and good flavors, of course. The grape, ginger, and lime flavors give you the best parts of the clubhouse go-to without chasing the bev cart. If you go to 5hourenergy.com today, that's the number 5hourenergy.com, you can use promo code LOCKEDONGOLF to receive 20% off your order. This offer is only valid through September 30th on one order and cannot be used with other promotions. The code is not good on subscription orders. But whether you're meeting up with friends or trying to turn 18 holes into 36, get energizing boost today when you need to power through. Order Transfusion flavored 5-Hour Energy shots today.
All right, the Guardians have played the Blue Jays already.
Okay.
At both home and road, so we will not. The Guardians will not face Shane Bieber
Unless it's in the ALCS. You never know.
Yeah. Well, the Guardians are only behind 2 teams now in the wild card race.
The Tigers were sellers last year, then caught fire.
Yeah.
You never know. You never know. I mean, they don't have a good team on paper, but man, how bad is the lineup going to be if they trade Kwan? I mean, it's bad enough to begin with.
Yeah.
Kafis.
Yeah, we don't even know if he can play.
Kayface.
I don't know. I'd like to see him get a shot, but
Will
we don't know if
Wilson?
he can play in the majors.
Recall Big Christmas.
Don't
Jonathan Rodriguez.
Don't get me started.
Will Wilson. Dom Nunez.
You're turning it a tie.
I'm not saying it's going to work. I'm just saying that's what we're going to see.
I think you're just trying to get me aggravated,
That's actually exactly what I'm
He's
saying.
aggravated enough.
which is not hard to do at the moment. I'm annoyed that the Guardians, what they're doing. I'm annoyed that the Cubs haven't made a big move yet. So I'm unhappy on both fronts. All right. Go ahead, Anthony. What do we got? We're talking about what are we talking about here?
We're talking about Shedeur getting.
What else would we be
getting reps
talking
against
about?
The first defense.
So this morning, Zach Jackson was on my podcast, and of course we were talking about quarterbacks, amongst other things. And I feel like there's been a negative vibe about Shedeur Sanders lately. Zach actually said he's like, listen, he's not ready to play, but he's pretty positive about Shedeur Sanders, which I don't know. I guess I haven't spoken to him in a week or whatever, or last time he was here, but he actually feels good about where Shedeur is. He's like, the kid's talented. He's just got a lot to learn and a lot to work on, but
Well, the news out of yesterday.
he said that there's been a lot of days where the best throw of the day has been Shedeur, where he's looked good. But overall, the Browns look like crap. The quarterback competition is awful. and the Browns are going to probably be a very bad team.
Well, the news from yesterday was the quarterback shuffle. And it wasn't a differentiation in terms of the order. It was just the first time all camp.
Yeah.
We had seen Dillon Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders with the second-team offense go up against the first-team defense.
Right.
And we, as a show,
as
a media collective, not just us but everyone, have argued tooth and nail to the death about the validity of practice videos, practice reps, practice tracking, all that. And while I agree with most of it being, it's practice, I do think it does matter to a sense when you get reps against the first-team defense, whether you're Shedeur or whether you're Dillon.
Matter how.
When you get that opportunity to showcase what you can do against the Myles Garretts and the Denzel Wards and the Greg Newsomes of your team.
But what I'm saying is matter how. The statistics
don't
matter.
Well, that's
what I'm saying all along, Mike. When I say, like, this is ridiculous to people bringing up.
I'm not talking about that.
You're saying I think this matters. It all matters.
Yeah.
It all factors in. It's just the obsession about the statistics is stupid. But of course it matters. Otherwise they wouldn't do it.
Shedeur went, statistically speaking, 2 for 3 with a handoff in his 4 plays against the first-team defense yesterday. The stats itself, once again, mean nothing. These are the 4 plays, by the way, for anyone who didn't see it. He rolls out to his right here, throws it slightly behind Floria, incomplete pass. We'll let them all run through. The next play is a handoff up the middle. Schlesinger, by the way, was able to tackle. He was all over the field. Made a couple hits yesterday. We'll show that video later. The third pass was his best against the 4. Rolls it slightly over, throws across his body to the middle to Laverdian, I believe his name is, for the completion. And then the last completion here is a quick little out route to number 31 on Greg Newsome. Gets it in and out of his hands quickly. Down the sideline, protects him. Newsome makes the tackle. Those were all 4 plays. You saw literally everything Shedeur Sanders did against the first-team defense yesterday. But I did want to show that. The results, not necessarily important. The fact that he got the first-team reps yesterday, I don't even think it's that big of a deal because Stefanski had told us they were going to shuffle this week, going different quarterbacks, different groupings, all that. However, inside that locker room, when you get a young guy who's not typically going up against the Myles of the world and the Denzels in that first-team defense, and you get a chance to now go up against them, it does leave some sort of impression, and it may not be a gigantic 40-yard bomb that everyone's going to remember. But the fact that he was out there, and Gabriel, and by the way, Gabriel had 4 plays too. He was one of 2 with 2 handoffs, like essentially the same. Nothing. He threw a touchdown later, but that wasn't in the 11-on-11s. I'm trying to think of the right way to eloquate this. This was not during the 11-on-11 period, by the way. That throw was not part of those. But the fact that he's getting run against the ones inside the locker room, it gives him a chance to showcase, all right, these are some of the things I've picked up in practice. And now Myles gets a first-hand look at it. And on the opposite end of Myles is Isaiah McGuire. Yesterday, it's rotated. They get a chance to see it a little heads up. And this was a touchdown that Gabriel threw to Gage Laverdian, who broke 8 tackles on a 3-yard pass. So it technically counts as a Gabriel touchdown. But
was he just like dancing for a practice?
He was. There's plenty of those coming up.
That is embarrassing. Are all teams doing that?
Yeah, I mean, that's an undrafted rookie.
I'd cut him after that.
Oh, you're out of your mind.
I'm out of my mind because I want to cut an undrafted rookie.
For just dancing after scoring a touchdown in practice?
I have no interest in a player that's going to dance in practice.
That was one of the 11-on-11 reps that Gabriel took yesterday.
But then again, I'm an old fuddy-duddy, so what the hell do I know? Of course he was going to eventually get some reps against the first team, and maybe with the first team, especially with Kenny Pickett hurt. You know, Kenny Pickett's not going to practice for at least another week or so. So it was an opportunity to see what he could do against a better defense, and obviously an extremely small sample size. I don't know. How much do you take out of it, Jason, if anything?
I'm kind of with you. It was going to happen eventually.
Yeah.
He did fine. He looked fine. The fatigue of all of this is already wearing on me, and it's July 31st.
We haven't got the joint practices
I know.
yet.
I'm kind of what I'm looking forward to.
Well, I'm looking forward to real stuff.
Right.
Like that's more.
Right.
And this, at least there was tackling here, so that's an improvement on what's been.
Yeah. But I wish I was going to Carolina and Philly. I'm not going.
No.
But I would, let's see how they look against other teams now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm kind of at the end of analyzing and scrutinizing every single handoff and every single throw of where we're at.
And listen, neither of the rookies is going to play week 1 unless the other 2 quarterbacks are hurt. I think that's pretty simple to me. I don't know. You look hesitant, like it could be.
There's a stupid fly real quick flying around.
Yeah.
At some point, it's right on your chair right now, Jason.
I mean, my ADD is all over the fly.
I think I may have got it.
I don't think it's. I think it's a non-zero, but I think it's unlikely that a rookie will start. I don't think it's 0. But
man, that's going to be ugly if they start one of those rookies in week 1.
I don't think it's likely.
Yeah.
Not saying it's going to happen. I just wouldn't sit here and totally rule it out. That's all.
All right. I don't know.
Listen, I've been the Pickett guy, right?
Yeah.
Like, I've been labeled as the Pickett lover and all of this.
Which is funny because you don't even like Pickett. You just keep saying, I think he's going to start.
Yeah.
Not that you're standing on the table saying Kenny Pickett's the best of the 4.
Right. I just think,
which you've never said once in the history of the show.
No, but I if you make me pick right now, I kind of still think it's going to be Kenny Pickett.
But he's hurt.
It's not that bad.
But if it's a hamstring injury, it's got to be.
It's July. If Lamar Jackson pulls a hamstring right now, are you worried about him starting week 1?
No, but Lamar Jackson has his job locked up.
Yes, but I'm saying it's July 31st. He's a veteran. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I think he's going to be back within a week. If you miss a week and a half, if you're a veteran, miss a week and a half in July, is it that big of a deal?
He's only going to miss a week and a half?
We'll see.
For a hamstring injury?
He's coming. At first, I was kind of under the impression it was kind of severe.
Yeah.
But it sounds like he's making great progress back from this, so I think he's going to be back faster than anticipated.
The way Kevin's talked about it does not sound like he anticipates Kenny being out for a while. I mean, did you listen to his press conference yesterday, Bull?
Yeah.
I know he doesn't say a ton, but I did not get the sense
he left the impression he's going to be back sooner than later.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just still stunned by the whole Kenny Pickett thing. I just don't see – I know Aditi loves him. I don't see what anybody sees in him. It's just – to me, it's not there, and certainly doesn't mean I'm right.
For the record, I'm with you.
I just don't see it. I don't see anything special about his game at all.
Well, I don't think they're looking for the quarterback that's going to carry them for the next 15 years with him.
Right.
I think they're looking at the quarterback who can carry them for the next 5 or 6 weeks.
I just think if you don't care about winning, and it's all about trying to find if you have a quarterback, then play the rookies. And if you do want to win, if your goal is to win, at least if you're the coach,
Flacco.
Nobody can convince me, and I'm not that high on Flacco.
Flacco hasn't been that great either.
But I can't be convinced that he's not a better option.
Flacco wasn't
Pickett.
great last year. Flacco wasn't great last year.
I know. I don't think he's very good, but I can't be convinced that
aside
Pickett's
of that
better.
Burst with the Browns.
Yeah.
He's been bad for 6 years.
Yeah, kind of.
I hear you guys. I just don't think. I think Pickett's worse.
I'm right in lockstep with you. And it's funny because we haven't seen Dillon Gabriel, Shedeur Sanders on an NFL field yet.
Right.
Haven't seen it. We have seen Kenny Pickett on an NFL field in 30 different starts. He has 29 starts in his career.
Yeah.
I did not get that fly.
Guys, here's the bottom line. This is a very bad football team.
Well,
you never know. Like, if they play this season 100 times, maybe there's one time where they have a shockingly good season and win 9-10 games and make the playoffs, because there's always the anomaly, right? If you played this season 100 times, if you, did a computer version, 96% of those times, you're winning 6 games or less.
Yeah.
And probably a lot of those significantly less. Like, there's no reason why the Browns can't be the worst team in football this year.
They have the best odds on FanDuel to be the last team to win a game this season.
Because the start of
the part of that's their schedule.
Well, but I'm just saying that's never a good thing to be at if you're trying to be a good football
what teams
team.
are you sure? What teams are there any teams you feel confident in saying will be worse than the Browns? Like, I think the Saints are going to be really bad.
That was the first team that came to mind.
That's
the Saints.
the Saints. But am I sure they're going to be worse than the Browns? I don't know. They're in a crappy division.
No, I think the Raiders can be frisky this year.
The Raiders, they got a competent quarterback now.
Geno Smith, Gentry, and Brock Bowers.
Yeah, that's not bad. I mean, it's not great, but it's not
assuming Gentry.
Bowers, in the next couple of years might be the best tight end in football. Gentry could be the best running back in football. He's a rookie, so he's got to prove it. And Geno is at least adequate.
Yeah.
So no, I don't think the Raiders are that bad. I don't think the Patriots are very good, but everybody's high on their young quarterback, and he showed some signs last year.
The Giants' defense should be good. Their offense isn't very good, but their defense should be good.
I think Vrabel will help the Patriots.
Probably.
Immensely.
I think the Giants stink. I think they're going to be really bad.
What about the Vikings with McCarthy?
No, they won't be bad. They're a good team. They got a good roster.
They're really good everywhere else but quarterback.
I think they'll take a step back, but I don't think they're going to be bad. I mean, who else is
The Titans, if you don't think Cam Ward's any good, but
yeah, but
Even if he is good, I mean,
I think they'll be bad, but I don't think they're going to be worse than the Browns. And
the Saints are the only other team I think on that.
Saints are horrible.
Yeah,
they're
the least talented team in football, in my opinion. The Saints.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We don't know enough about their defense. Do you? I mean, I don't know. I'm not paying attention.
I know some of the names.
I know Alvin Kamara is better than anybody on the Browns offense.
Yeah, and their offensive line's not bad, but they just
I don't know. Yeah,
defensively speaking, they have.
I don't know.
All their best players are old.
They have a terrible quarterback situation, obviously.
Myles Garrett's better than anyone on their defense.
Well,
and in the league.
He was better than anyone on anybody else's defense last
But
year.
I'm saying him and
record.
Denzel.
Yeah, I
would
don't
be
know.
the two best players.
If the rest of the defense stinks, it doesn't matter how good Miles and Denzel are. I'm not saying it will. I'm just saying it doesn't matter. A couple of good defensive players don't matter if the rest of the defense stinks. But, yeah, I mean, the Browns are going to most likely be one of the 5 worst teams in the league. And there's no team, including the Saints, in my opinion, that you can clearly say is worse than the Browns. So we can, dicker around with the quarterback arguments all we want. The only way the Browns probably surprise is if either their defense plays at an all-time great level as they did for a while 2 years ago, or the rookies, or I'll even say Kenny Pickett, shock us and play great, which both those scenarios seem unlikely to me.
The whole point of this 2025 season for Cleveland has to be to figure out who can be part of this team moving forward and who can't be part of this team moving forward. Which of the young guys are building blocks that we could assemble the roster around, whether that's at the quarterback position, the running back position, every receiver outside of Judy's on the chopping block, for lack of a better word. You got your tight ends, your offensive line, there's going to be a ton of change. Your defensive line's kind of set. That's probably the most set-in-stone position group for the next couple of years.
Yeah.
But linebackers, secondary, there's going to be a ton of turnover on this team over the next 2 seasons. Like 2025, you have to figure out which one of these guys can play and we want to invest in, and which one of these guys are we willing to move on from and draft their replacements. Wins and losses be damned. Like, I think that at the end of the day is the most important objective.
The only thing I'll say to that, though, and I get where you're coming from, and I think I try to, a lot of times I think of it clinically. It's like, well, there's no point in winning 6 games or 7 games or 8 games. You're either winning the Super Bowl or at least being a contender for the Super Bowl, or you might as well suck. Guys, I think sometimes we forget that there is a percentage of the fan base that just wants to have fun and watch their team win a football game, even if it doesn't mean they're a real contender.
I agree.
And so this constant, we just got to suck. We just got to suck for the draft pick.
I'm not saying
it's draining on a lot of fans.
Oh, I agree with that 100%. And you hope that these guys are better than you anticipate, and you don't suck going through that process. But if you're going to get to the point where you can have a sustained winning culture and a sustained winning franchise to where year in and year out, we're not talking about the Browns the 23rd best team or the 19th. You want to get into are the Browns the 6th best team, the 4th best. We're arguing the Browns got left out of the top 10 ESPN power rankings. They're at 11.
Yeah.
That's back to where we started this show at.
Right.
To get to that point, you do have to go through some roster turnover. And unfortunately, right now, because of the salary cap, because of the ramifications of the Deshaun Watson trade, which set this franchise back 3-4 years at a minimum.
More than that.
Yeah, you have to go through the phase they're at right now to get back to where you want to be.
Well, yeah, and until they get a quarterback, they're never going to be on that list.
Yes.
Right? Never. It doesn't matter if the rest of the roster is good. And right now, it's not. I'm thinking right now. Think about this. 2027, that's only 2 years from now, right? How many guys on this current team are you confident in saying that guy's going to be a starter in 2027?
Did you see my tweet? I tweeted that yesterday.
Oh, did you?
I literally tweeted that yesterday.
That's funny.
We're going to do it as a topic next week, but we can do it right now.
All right. Offensive line. DeJuan Jones.
2 years from now?
Yeah.
Confident as a starter?
Yeah.
I have 0.
Yeah, I'd say DeJuan.
I'll say DeJuan.
DeJuan, it's just a health with DeJuan.
Right.
I'm gonna say
then
health
DeJuan.
aside.
DeJuan.
If the guy's healthy, he's
DeJuan.
gonna be a starter.
Yep.
So DeJuan, that's one. Quarterback, nobody.
None.
Running back, I want to say Judkins.
I'm
probably Judkins, but
is
It's Judkins.
Judkins.
you know, so we'll say Judkins.
And Sampson will be on the roster.
Yes.
I agree. Wide receiver,
Judy and nobody.
Judy and nobody. How old's Judy? He's young enough.
He's
that
young
he'll still
enough,
be a
yeah, he's
starter
young
in
enough.
2 years.
Yes.
I think
Jason?
Tillman could do it.
Tillman's done.
You're confident that Cedric Tillman's going to be a starter?
In 2 years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I'm not confident he's going to be on the team in 2 years.
Let alone a
I'm with
starter.
Jason. This is not could they be in.
That's PTSD.
Confident.
That's Cleveland PTSD right there talking.
I'm not sure he's going to start this year.
Tight end,
Fannin.
you're confident he's going to be a starter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're going to run a
He's
two tight end
very
system.
raw.
Yeah.
He's got a lot to learn.
Okay.
Which in 2 years is when he should be
Okay.
peaking.
I'll be optimistic, and I'll give you a Fannin, too. I'm not completely convinced, but okay,
So
I'm
what's that,
optimistic
4?
about it.
We're up to 4.
So
Yeah,
that's
Judkins, Judy, DeWand, Fannin, 4. And Sampson if we want to put him on the roster, 5.
yeah,
Wait, is it starter or roster? You said starter, right?
starter. Well, or key contributor. Well, Samson's fine.
Okay.
So,
Now, of those 5, 3 are rookies who have never played,
Yes.
That's kind of fun.
and one's in trouble off the field. You know.
Yes.
But this is also a regime that rarely cuts its own. So 2
That's
years
true.
from now,
Yes.
they're
That's
still going to
true.
be here.
Okay, on the defense, Myles Garrett,
Miles.
Mason Graham,
Mason Graham.
Mike Hall Jr.
You're confident in Mike Hall Jr. being at least a key contributor in 2 years? I think there's a good chance
Yeah.
of that. I'll go
He's a
with you
second
there.
round pick. He better be.
I actually think on the defensive line that they're in decent
that's
shape.
a good spot. Yeah.
I could see either. I could also see either Isaiah McGuire or
Alex Wright.
Alex Wright being here too. Not definitely, but I could see
Yeah.
them. So they're in decent shape there. At linebacker, Schlesinger.
And that's it.
That's it.
Yep.
Secondary, Denzel.
He'll be on getting old at
Getting
that
old,
point.
but 2
I'll
years
give
he's
you
still a
Denzel.
starter.
He'll be here.
Anybody else?
No one else going to take that contract with his head injury. It's history.
Yeah. Anybody else on the secondary?
You can talk me into Delpit if you want.
No.
I'm not.
Okay.
Okay, so that's how many guys?
10 guys.
That's actually more than I would have guessed.
And we included.
we bent the rules on a couple
Yeah,
of
we
those
bent the
guys.
rules a little bit, but that's 10.
Zinter's probably there too if we want to be honest.
No way I'm counting him.
Okay.
No way.
So we're at 10 then.
Yeah.
We're at 10 then.
So that's 10. And how many are rookies? 1,
Schlesinger,
2,
Graham,
3.
and the 5. Half those are rookies.
Yeah. So 5 have never played. So you have 5 guys on this roster that have played in the NFL that we're confident will be either starters or key contributors.
And
years.
one of those 5, DeWand,
Yeah.
who we all think has a ceiling that's up
Right.
here, has struggled to stay healthy his entire
That's
career.
right. And another one is Mike Hall, who's been in trouble with the law already.
Yes. And Quinshawn, who's not even signed.
Well, he's one of the rookies, but yes.
But I'm just saying.
Yes.
Yes.
So, yeah. I mean, now, maybe if we went through other teams, it wouldn't be that much more on other teams. I don't know.
No, it's not for every team, but my Eagles buddy tweeted back at me.
Yeah.
It was like 22. Not all the stars, but
Don't be so obnoxious, Eagle fan.
it was. And I hate the Eagles. With the
Steve
passion.
Becker is hard to take when it
Steve's
comes
going to
to
text
the
us in
Eagles.
1 second with.
Oh, my God. He's so obnoxious with his Eagles. That's why I'm rooting for his Phillies to shit the bed because I want the rest of the teams there to suck. Sorry, Steve. The Mets are the winners of the deadline right now, not your Phillies. Oh, the Phillies got Duran. That was a good trade. Especially after they gave up 7 runs in their bullpen yesterday. But their lineup's getting old, Steve. Sorry. All right. Well, there we go. Go ahead, Anthony.
Yeah, guys, before we go back to baseball, I want to remind everybody that you can watch the Guardians game this Friday, August 1st on WKYC. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. Check it all out, WKYC coverage. Watch it on Channel 3.
All right. Steve dropping an F-bomb in the text
So it's
chat.
the F off.
That was funny. I like getting Steve riled up. We haven't seen Steve in forever. Where the hell's he been?
He's coming the first week of the season.
Look at that.
And he's gonna buy us-
Oh,
Steve's going to buy us.
Steve's going to buy us a pallet of water
pallet
from
of water
Costco.
from Costco.
That's the word on the street.
Yeah.
A pallet. We're going to go get an entire pallet.
Can we talk about why Kyle Manzar doesn't play against lefties?
Somebody said to me, somebody had the nerve to say to me yesterday, because usually when I tweet about it, people obviously will agree or disagree with me on plenty of things. But when I tweet about Kyle Manzardo not playing, I get almost 100% of people that are. And one guy writes, well, he's only batting $150 against lefties since May 15th. First of all, I'm thinking, how many at-bats has he had against lefties since May 15th?
I have the answer.
20?
Well, I have it on the season. Like his entire season
Okay.
splits. And there's a specific number I want to mention to you guys because it blew
here
my
we go. First left-handed pitching.
There you go. There you
so
go.
he's only had 48 at-bats the whole season.
Yes.
How do you – by the way, 4 home runs and 48 at-bats is not bad.
Can I before we move on, and don't change this, I will tell you what to change the graphic.
The OPS is actually pretty good.
He's getting pinch hit and benched against lefties for David Fry and Carlos Santana.
Yeah, insane.
His OPS in 48 at-bats, small sample size is 780.
Yeah.
Anthony, will you please show us the team leaders in OPS against left-handed pitching this year?
What if I say no?
Take it, Steve. Take the next graphic, please. OPS leaders against lefties. Number 1, Jose Ramirez with 950.
Yeah.
Angel Martinez at 873. Clemens is the third best OPS against lefties on the entire team at 780, which is above league average.
Right.
Carlos Santana
That's
at 708.
well above league average.
By the way, David Fry, and understand he's coming off his injury.
530 is terrible.
It's 10th on the team behind Brian Rocchio against OPS against lefties.
I mean,
it makes no sense, Bull. There's no logical answer. I'm lost on this one.
Good job out of you. There is no, Jason's been a little frustrated with me when it comes to baseball talk.
Oh, not on
with
this.
me on this.
Oh, 100%. And he has what's crazy is he has a history of like moderate success against lefties.
Yeah.
Josh Naylor had no success.
None.
We
and
were
they gave him
screaming.
5 years.
Yeah, I know, and he figured it out.
And he finally did it.
Yeah, and
why would you not give him the chance? I could understand if they had a team full of excellent hitters, but they have nobody that can hit besides Ramirez and Kwan. You're benching him for Santana and Fry.
Yeah.
It's batshit crazy.
It reminded me exactly. I just showed Jason in my notes. It reminds me of the Naylor thing, where you were saying he can't hit lefties. Jason said, well, he hasn't had enough at-bats yet. We got to see him.
And he had way more at-bats
And he had way more than 48. And it turned into a season last year where Josh Naylor became pretty competent against lefties. In 48 at-bats, 4 homers. That's a homer every 10 at-bats.
It's, I would even...
A homer every 5 at-bats, excuse me.
I would even excuse or whatever the word is. I can understand Santana more so than David Fry. It's this obsession with David Fry
it's bizarre.
that I don't understand. At least, I mean, yes, Manzardo's rough defensively at first. We've seen that.
Well, but don't you think part of the reason is because he hasn't played it?
He's also a grown man. Like, he's been rough his whole life. He's been playing first base his whole life. He's not very good. He has to get better at first.
Fair.
He does, but you're not going to get better playing once a week or once every 2 weeks.
But my point is, if you want to play Santana at first every day because he's better defensively, okay, I don't love it, but I understand it. This obsession with crowbarring David Fry into the lineup, David Fry, who he had a fine year last year.
Yeah.
David Fry should have been in Columbus this year, figuring out his swing.
Yes.
You can't take up a spot in the lineup and on the roster for a platoon right-handed DH who can't hit.
Right.
Like, what sense does that make?
I mean, look at that.
I didn't update
He's got a 160 average and a 552 OPS, and they keep running him out there.
I didn't update his
whatever.
numbers.
I mean, now they're not trying. Like, they're not going anywhere. All right, fine, whatever. But like when you were trying to win and like you were in contention and you were competing this year, the fact that they kept running him out, that just baffles me. He should have been in Columbus.
What I would do for the rest of the year is I would play Manzardo at first base every day the rest of the year.
I'm with you.
And if after 2 months you're like, I just don't think he's going to cut it as a first baseman and we have to make him a DH, okay, that's fine. But give him 2 months because Kafis has been playing the field all year. Let him DH for the next 2 months. You throw him out at first base every once in a while. But let Manzardo play first base just about every day the final 2 months. Have Kafis DH the final 2 months. Maybe you play him a little in the outfield, see if he can do that. You've obviously sold. You're not trying to win. Like
They may have made up their mind that Kyle Manzardo's not good defensively. He's never going to be good, and he's just a DH. I don't know that, but they may have.
I don't see how you could give up on that at this. He's still young enough. I think that'd be unfair, but I guess we'll find out because if they do move on from Santana and they call up Kafis and he's playing first base every day, then we know that they've decided that.
There's your answer.
Either way, he's got to be in the lineup every day.
Yep.
Every day. Yep. There's no reason for him to be on the bench. There's been no reason for him to be on the bench. It's not. You can't get better if you don't play against lefties.
If the other guys he was platooning with were comparable, right? And it's in a position where it's not your third best hitter, your second best power hitter by far.
Yeah.
Then fine, whatever. If they wanted to platoon at shortstop, Rocchio and Arias, and I know it doesn't make sense, but just lefty righty because those two. Right. Whatever, if that's the hill you want to die on, sure. In right field, when you had no great option and you wanted to rotate, John Kenzie Noel and all Will Brennan.
Thank you.
And all, like, fine, whatever, okay. But when your third best hitter,
Yeah.
unquestionably your third best hitter,
And one of your few power options.
Yeah.
one of your few power options, and he's young. It's not
Yeah.
like he's a finished product. He's not 34 years old, and
it's
there's
insane.
nothing else to prove, and there's no more development in his game.
Yeah.
That's where I get lost in this, and I don't pretend to be a baseball expert, and I'll defer to the people who know baseball and know the ins and outs of managing a baseball team better. I've yet to hear one compelling argument
none.
as to why they do this on a daily basis. It's not just against the Scoobles. You tweeted out yesterday. It was Kyle frickin' Freeland yesterday. Freeland on the mound for Colorado.
2-10 with an ERA over 5.
If you didn't hear that, 2-10 with an ERA over 5. If you don't think Kyle Manzardo can play against that kind of lefty, what does that tell you? What does that tell us about how Cleveland views him long term?
It's ridiculous.
It makes no sense to me.
I would play him against Scooble, and he's the best lefty. I don't care. Right now, I'd play him against every single. I would have him play every game the rest of the season. I would never take him out of the lineup the rest of the year. There is zero reason to take him out of the lineup. It's all about next year. He's one of your most. He is one of your best and most important players over the next 5 years.
Yeah.
David Fry did hit a home run yesterday, right?
I did. Yeah.
Which means the graphic that we showed, he does have 5 home runs, not 4. My bad. I didn't update it this morning, but
and it's not that I'm totally out on David Fry. I'm not. But in like the versatility that he can usually provide.
Yeah.
Play first base, catch, left field. Like it's a great weapon to have.
Yeah.
But right now, coming off the elbow, when you are a DH only, it really limits what you can do.
Right.
That's why I think he should be in Columbus. If he was mashing, okay, then you kind of grit your teeth and bear it and live with it. He's not. And when you can't play the field, it just doesn't make any sense. Like next year, I have no problem with David Fry being in the lineup against lefties. If you can move him around, play him in left field, he can catch.
He could be your backup catcher.
Great.
Stop spending $4 million on Austin Hedges.
Great. Fine.
He just can't take Manzardo out of the lineup.
Yes.
He could take your right fielder. He could take Nolan Jones. He could take other guys. He just can't take Manzardo.
Hopefully they'll have some. Hopefully they'll have some better options in the outfield next year. I don't know. It continues to be frustrating. I'm checking right now to see if there's been anything done.
No, I don't think so. I'm kind of keeping tabs.
So this from Dennis Lynn of The Athletic.
That's our guy.
Covers the Padres. The Guardians asked for Steven Kwan, included Leo DeVries, and more.
Yeah.
So.
That's what I told you.
Oh, you hadn't said that specific.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
He told us that yesterday.
I said that earlier in the show, that the Padres basically chose Mason Miller over Steven Kwan.
Yeah, okay.
Because DeVries was going to go one way or the other. So they basically sided with Mason Miller and bulking up the.
It's interesting.
If you guys were the Padres, real quick, would you rather have Mason Miller or Steven Kwan?
It's a good question. If I'm the Padres, I think I'd rather have Kwan because I have a good pitching staff already. But I think what the Padres are going to do is now go ahead and trade some of. They're gonna be buyers and sellers in a way.
They may move Dylan Cease now, but I would have taken Mason Miller because for the short term and the long term, he bulks up your bullpen. But their long term play is, from all indications, they're going to turn him into a starter, and that comes with more value than a left fielder. So I understand why they did what they did. I kind of agree. I would have taken Mason Miller too. It's nuts to give up what they gave up for a reliever. But if your long-term play is to then turn him into and they've had great success turning relievers into starters. Michael King, off the top of my head, and they've had others too. So if you're long-term, if you see Mason Miller, he's under control at a very reasonable price for I don't know how many years of control Miller has left. Do you?
5.
Okay, so if you turn that into a starter and you got 5 years of control, locked in at reliever rates for a top-end starter, I totally get why they did what they did, and I would have done it too.
So the Padres also gave up their number 3 prospect and their best pitching prospect, Braden Nett, in that deal. So you gave up your best prospect, who's one of the top 10 prospects in baseball, your best pitching prospect, who's your 3rd best prospect overall. They also traded their number 13 prospect in the deal. Heyman's saying that the Padres are still trying to get Kwan, but I don't know. Their next best prospect, who's also a top 100 prospect, is a catcher named Ethan Salas. And obviously the Guardians need a catcher because Bo Naylor appears to be a bust. But Salas is not ready to play in the big leagues anytime soon. I don't know enough top to bottom about the Padres system after their top few prospects, but they just traded 2 of their top 3 prospects.
I don't think
to get Miller. I can't imagine.
I would be surprised if the Guardians traded him to San Diego now.
Yes, I agree.
I would be really surprised.
So Who are the teams?
So now I'm kind of leaning toward Kwan's going to be here because
Right.
I
What
think
the Dodgers?
that's an option. Yeah, that's with Rushing still out there.
Yeah.
But if Philly's not going to trade Painter, because I think that's their ask, because they want like a top 10 type level prospect for Kwan, and I don't blame them. That's what the ask should be. And if a team's willing to meet it, they'll trade him, and if not, they'll keep him.
Right.
But I think I would take the Padres off that list. I would take the Phillies off that list.
Yes. I don't know what the Mets.
I don't know the Mets system well enough.
The Mets.
These were according to Passan this morning.
Yeah, the Mets have a really good pitching prospect named Jonah Tong, I think is his name, who's a really good pitching prospect, who's close to the big leagues.
I think the Guardians would rather, and I don't know this, I'm guessing. They're so good at developing pitching. Why would you? Of course, you would take a top pitching prospect,
Right.
of course.
But they just did it with the Blue Jays.
But he's not an elite pitching.
Okay.
If you
That's
could
fair.
get a top hitting prospect.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you can trade for a top hitting prospect.
Yeah.
And a middling, and I would
Well, all right.
consider Steven as a middling pitching prospect, knowing you put him in your factory, you rub your magic dust on him, and you're going to turn him into something. That would be the route I'd prefer to see them go.
All right, so let's look at it from this perspective. Again, this is based on MLB.com's rankings. Here are some of the top I'm just going to go through some of the top hitting prospects.
Yeah.
So the number one hitting prospect as of midseason 2025 is an infielder named Connor Griffin, but he plays for the Pirates, so they're not trading him. All right, the next best hitting prospect is DeVries, who just got traded. The next one is Sebastian Walcott.
They're not trading him.
From the Rangers, although they're buying, but I don't think they're going to trade him.
No, he's going to be in the lineup.
The Tigers are not trading Kevin McGonigal, who's their top hitting prospect.
Or Max Clark.
Jesus Made from the Brewers, they don't trade their top prospects.
No.
You got the next hitter is the Orioles, Max Clark. The Tigers are not trading him. Jordan Lawler's the Diamondbacks. They're selling.
They just cleared a spot for him.
Yeah, they're selling. They're clearing.
Is that why they traded Suarez?
They cleared a spot for Lawler.
Let's see. The next best, the Mariners have already made their trades.
Yep.
They're not making another big trade. The Giants are sellers. The Rockies are sellers. Ethan Salas, the Padres catcher, is the next best hitting prospect.
Yeah.
He's the number 20 prospect overall.
Yeah, but you're also going off one list, so you don't know how.
I hear you. You know what?
And you don't know how teams. Typically, the names are the names. The order doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Everyone knows the names.
Right.
The Dodgers, I guess, are a possibility with Rushing if that's the route that they want to go.
Yeah, most of the top hitting prospects are on teams that are bad or unlikely to trade. I mean, I've talked about Owen Casey of the Cubs for a while, but the Cubs don't need an outfielder.
Yeah.
Although I was trying to come up with some machinations where the Cubs would trade Ian Happ and some good prospects for Kwan. And so the Guardians would get a veteran outfielder in addition to some prospects. Because I think Kwan would fit the Cubs better than Ian Happ does. Because that's really what they need is a leadoff hitter. That's the only thing missing from their lineup. But I doubt that. I don't see them doing that. Cubs are trying to get pitching. So.
Yeah, and I think I don't think the Guardians would want a veteran to return.
Yeah, probably not.
All young guys.
Probably not. You're right. But
so I think Kwan's probably. I'm going to say Kwan's staying now. I think the Padres deal swung it. I think he stays.
Yeah, I'm just. Yeah, I don't really see.
Now watch, he's going to get traded in a minute and a half.
In the next 38 seconds, yeah. As soon as Mary Kay joins us, Steven Kwan gets traded. That's exactly what's going to happen. Mary Kay, what do you think about Steven Kwan being sent to the Cincinnati Reds?
What time is Mary Kay coming on?
12:30.
12:30.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so obviously we'll keep you up to date if anything else breaks. But, yeah, I started today thinking 55-45 they wouldn't trade him. And after the Mason Miller deal, I'm with you. I think it's 75-25. They're not going to trade him now.
Yeah.
I think it's 77-23.
Whoa.
Doesn't get traded.
Getting a little bolder. Getting even bolder right there.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Anthony.
Yeah, guys, before we get back to football here, it's time to fuel up and turn it up with 5-Hour Energy Transfusion. It brings the bold grape, ginger, and lime flavors to your favorite drink, minus the alcohol, into a quick, energizing shot. Whether you're sinking birdies or just making memories with friends, this is a hole-in-one for your energy game. Let's be honest, some days on the course or off it, you just need an extra boost to stay sharp and energized. And golf is all about good times with good people and good flavors, of course. The grape, ginger, and lime flavors give you the best parts of your clubhouse go-to without chasing down the Bev cart. If you go to 5hourenergy.com today, that's the number 5, hourenergy.com, you can use promo code LOCKEDONGOLF to receive 20% off your first order. This offer is only valid until September 30th on one order and cannot be used with any other promotions. The code is not good on subscription orders. Whether you're meeting up with your friends or trying to turn 18 holes into 36, get the energizing boost you need to power through. Order transfusion-flavored 5-hour energy shots today.
All right, guys. So I don't know who is this guy? This
Evan Cohen?
Who is Evan Cohen?
He is one of the co-hosts of Unsportsmanlike Conduct, which is a nationally syndicated ESPN radio show.
He's obsessed with talking about the Browns. They are
Yeah.
constantly, I don't know. They're constantly talking about the Browns.
I can't even keep track of ESPN. I feel like they change their lineup every 3 months on that.
They're a morning show. It's him, Chris Canty, the former defensive tackle, and Michelle Smallman, who I know through a friend.
Okay.
But she started in St. Louis.
Is it any good, the show?
I don't listen to it.
I've never watched it.
Yeah, I've always seen the clips that are about the Browns.
It's a radio show, right?
It is.
I've never listened to it either.
But
I see the clips
But
online.
you know enough that Evan Cohen is obsessed with the Browns.
Because I see
Is
clips.
he from here?
I see clips all the time.
I have no idea.
They probably just do numbers, so they
Yeah.
just keep talking about it.
Okay. All right. So Evan Cohen from ESPN Radio apparently said the Browns are smart.
He basically
But
said,
are we playing
Yeah,
the
we
clip?
have the clip. I have
Oh,
the clip
okay.
ready for you guys.
Let's hear what he said.
I think the Cleveland Browns have actually done so many things that if they were wearing a different uniform, we'd consider it really smart. Think about this for a second. You have the owner of a team saying, I'm not a football person anymore, because I do believe that he made the Deshaun Watson decision, and thus I'm going to allow for the general manager and the coach to make decisions because they're football people. In addition, I think there are smart moves. They doubled down on Myles Garrett. That's smart. Double down by way of money, as well as we're going to bring in Mason Graham to play next to you from Michigan, who's only going to help you. They doubled down.
So you thought that was the right move?
Here we go. Here's
Okay,
why. Here's
all
why.
right.
Here's why. They doubled down on Myles Garrett 2 ways. They doubled down on next year's draft, which is a quarterback draft, by getting their pick and the Jaguars' pick. They doubled down on the idea of doubling their chances of finding a diamond in the rough with 2 mid-round quarterbacks. One of them who slipped there in Shedeur Sanders, the other Dillon Gabriel. I think if the Cleveland Browns were wearing a different uniform and we had no preconceived negative notions about them, we would actually look at a lot of their decisions as intelligent this offseason. They don't think they're winning the Super Bowl. They probably don't even think they're going to make the playoffs. What they're doing is they have given themselves an opportunity to be really good for a really long time if Shedeur or Dillon Gabriel are good, because next year, having the 2 picks to do one of 2 ways, just taking them around them, or as you have said, CC, bait a team that desperately needs a quarterback to give you 2 picks each of the next 2 or 3 years, and you're set up for success. And what he said about Shedeur, now I don't like the owners commenting on the drafting of the player. I think that gets weird, but letting the football people...
Did it, though.
Yeah, he did it. He did it. No question. Letting the football people make the football decisions, I think is pretty damn smart now. It wasn't then.
What the hell was that? Did you take anything out of that?
I
Letting the football people make football decisions? You getting credit for that?
I agree with 85% of what he said. Like, because
But
everybody.
it's not like breaking news what he's saying.
No,
Yeah.
but everybody celebrated their draft picks. I think, like, everybody celebrated the draft after the draft. Like, that's
Yeah.
not.
Well, if they turn it into good picks.
But no, I'm just saying, like,
yeah.
it's been a couple months since the draft. Nothing's
Yeah.
changed. Everybody celebrated it after. The only thing that I disagreed with was the Myles thing. Like, my stance on that's clear. I thought they should have traded him. And I haven't backed off that. I would have traded him. He didn't want to be here. He told you he didn't want to be here.
Yeah.
And instead you paid him, like, the most ever. 'Cause
Yeah.
That's what Jimmy does.
And gave him a no trade clause.
That's how he solves problems.
You know.
Is now your 2 highest paid players on the team both told you they didn't want to be here.
Yeah.
And you gave them so much money they said, all right.
Yeah.
So I don't agree with that part of it. And I've had NFL people text me that say that Shedeur pick was 100% Jimmy. Like, and the Browns deny it and they push
Yeah.
back hard on that. It doesn't matter. That doesn't matter anymore.
No.
So I don't know how much he's actually letting the football people make football. I think for the most part that's true. I think that he has come to the conclusion of, I don't know what I'm doing here. We need to let these guys
But
run
he
it.
said that as if that makes them smart. Doesn't every team do that, or almost every team do that?
No.
All the good teams do that. That's not. I mean, how many teams are worse than the Browns in terms of letting football people make this?
I mean, I think Robert Kraft is pretty involved in the day-to-day operations of the Patriots. He just had the best coach and the greatest quarterback ever.
So you think he was involved day to day when they were running things?
Yeah, I think Kraft is very involved.
In like making football decisions?
He's just involved. He's
but
very
so is
involved.
Jimmy.
Yeah, that's the point.
Right, but he was giving credit like to something that's obvious that any smart franchise should do, and we don't even know if the Browns are doing that.
In that whole clip,
Yeah.
the baseline of the clip
Yeah.
was that people have been crapping all over the Browns for their offseason. And I don't think
that's true.
No, that's not true at all.
I don't think anyone's really been taking a dump over Cleveland for what they've done. I think for the most part, Jason's right. The trade back from 2 to 5 could turn out to be great, could turn out to be a catastrophe, but at the time, it was applauded. The 2 quarterback situations, a little wonky for sure. Who made the picks? We still don't have 100% clarity, but it wasn't like anybody came out and said, "Oh my God, I can't believe the Browns did what a horrific decision."
Yeah.
More than anything, Shedeur was labeled the steal of the draft, getting a guy that every person maybe not had a first-round pick on, but second, third-round pick in the 5th round at the most valuable position. The Myles Garrett thing we can go back and forth on, sure. I think what Evan Cohen should have said if he was going to make that point is what they've done this season is quite different than what they've done the past couple of off seasons where they have had moves that have been able to be picked apart, torn apart, and now we are looking at the moves they're making now based on their previous light. But frankly, when Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski and Jimmy Haslam, when they have the Deshaun Watson stain on their resume, it's hard to look past
and
all that stuff and just pretend it doesn't exist.
And saying, well, if they had another jersey, you wouldn't be as critical. But they don't. They don't
have another jersey.
What you've done in the past matters, and it's hard to have faith that the Browns will get it right. You know, he, like a lot of people, say, well, next year's a quarterback draft. First of all, we don't know that. I know the odds say that it will be, but we don't know that for sure. Secondly, what gives anybody faith that the Browns, even if it is a quarterback draft, will draft the right quarterback?
That's fair. That's more than fair.
Yeah. When the Andrew Berry, Kevin Stefanski regime took over in 2020, this team was looked at as in the thick of a championship window, on the beginning of a period where you had your quarterback, you had Nick Chubb, you had Myles Garrett, you had Denzel Ward, you had Joe Patonio, you had Wyatt Teller, and they've made some good moves during the span. But back in 2020, 2021, 2022, we were looking at this team as competing for championships. We just spent 30 minutes ago, Bull, talking about how the only other team we're confident could be even in the same category of crap as the Browns is the Saints. So to say we should just give that whole regime a bypass,
I know,
they went from a top 10 roster to one of the worst rosters in football. You don't just get that clean slate.
No, that's
I agree,
silly.
this offseason they made some good moves. They deserve some credit and kudos for what they've done, but that doesn't override.
But I don't even know that they deserve credit because
let's see if it works
we're
out.
giving them credit based on paper, not on the field.
But the goals of the season were much different. They were under intense pressure to win the last few years, and that's not there anymore. After the Deshaun trade, it was win at all costs, and they made moves accordingly to try. And, you know, Jimmy's right. They haven't had a first-round pick on this roster. Yes, it was self-inflicted, but the reality is they haven't had a first-round pick on this roster for 3 years. So there is going to be a bereft of talent, particularly when you don't have the quarterback who can compensate for having holes on the roster. So now you take a completely different approach. I don't know that it's going to be the full 1-31 teardown that they went through a few years ago. I don't think they're doing that. But it is, hey, there's a lot of holes on this team. This is an old roster. Got to get younger, got to get playmakers, and that's what they tried to do. That's what they started to try and do with the process of drafting Judkins, drafting Sampson, Fannin as a developmental guy at tight end. And that's a process. It's a multi-year process in order to do that.
Right. Yes, and ultimately it will fail if they don't get the right quarterback.
Yeah, it will.
No matter how good the rest of the team is, it's almost impossible to win without the right quarterback. But
I just don't get where Evan Cohen was getting the sense that everyone was critiquing the Browns for their moves. Like,
I know. I don't know.
They've made some objectively terrible moves over the last couple of years. They made some good moves. In the course of 5-6 years, I bet you every GM in football, if they had that timeline, would have a handful of good moves and a handful of bad moves.
In my mind, it's been a lot more bad than good.
When you're under intense pressure to win, you trade a second-round pick for Elijah Moore. Like, those are the type of moves that you make. Because,
and that was a colossal failure.
Yeah, and there's more than that. That's the first one that comes to mind, but they've had others like that because it was
I made a whole list.
Win now. And that's no longer the case.
Yeah. Is Elijah Moore on a team?
Nope.
No. Where is he?
Really?
He's a free agent.
Oh, my God.
I thought he signed somewhere, no?
Oh, I thought he still. Oh, he went to Buffalo.
Yeah.
Did he?
He did. They gave Dustin Hopkins an extension, which.
That's not an intense move to win. That's just.
No, I'm just looking at moves that.
We're not.
You could look at the Browns and say, if another team did that, would you still criticize them?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you give a kicker an extension, he takes a gigantic regression back. The Deshaun Watson trade, any team. Doesn't matter if you're wearing a Cleveland uniform. If the same thing happened in Atlanta, we do the same thing. The free agency signings. Juan Thornhill was a disaster no matter where he went. John Johnson. I know all free agents
are national media members talking about those moves? They're not. Nobody's talking about that. That's only a local thing.
That's my point, though. He's nitpicking these couple little things they've done as opposed to.
I don't know what the hell he was talking
all
about.
the big picture misses over the last 5 years.
Good luck to him.
They deserve their fair criticism, I think, at the end of the day.
All right, Anthony, you got a read for us?
Yeah, I do, guys. Before we talk a little bit of Madden rankings, summer sports are in full swing, and whether you're all about baseball under the lights, golf on the green, or high-stakes soccer action, FanDuel is the best way to make every game even more exciting. You're already following the action. Why not make it a little bit more thrilling? With FanDuel, you can get in on the game while your friends are out getting sunburned at the beach. And I've been using FanDuel to track my favorite matchups, and the app keeps it super fresh with new daily promotions and fun ways to bet. Are you new to FanDuel? New customers can bet just $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if your first bet wins. So go ahead and open the FanDuel app today or visit FanDuel.com/UCSS to get started. So guys, Madden rankings are here, and I know they don't mean a lot, but they put out the rookie quarterback Madden rankings. And Steve, you can take tag board here full. I just wanted your guys' thoughts on them because Dillon Gabriel is below Sanders here.
These are hysterical, by the way.
Madden rankings is just the opinion of. Are they even do they even know anything about football? The guys who do this?
I would hope so.
Because some of the rankings that I see are so dumb. Some years. Have all the rankings been released?
No, it's a day by day.
Just the 99 club I saw was out.
99 club rookies and rookie quarterbacks yesterday. Today they're doing more. I think today's running backs.
Yeah.
It's a day by day thing.
You know who cares about Madden rankings? Woody Johnson. Remember that story?
Oh yeah,
Woody Johnson.
Woody Johnson. That's the Bible.
That tells you why they're a bad team.
They were going off player evaluations based on their Madden rankings.
I saw people up in arms yesterday over this.
Oh my God.
And though I couldn't help but laugh.
Yeah.
Because A, it's Madden ratings. So who cares?
Imagine being up.
But B, pull it back up real quick, Steve.
Is there a big difference between 72 and 68? Is that much of a difference?
I don't know, but if
going back to my school days, that's a difference in a D+ and a C-.
If Cam Ward, the #1 overall pick in the entire draft, is a 72.
Yeah.
And a 5th and then a 3rd round pick are a 67 and a 66. How can you get mad? Like,
who was getting mad? Oh, you mean the Shedeur people?
Browns fans and Colorado fans were very, very upset.
What? They wanted to be higher?
Yeah.
Who gives a crap?
I found it funny. But if Cam Ward's a 72.
Those guys were all drafted ahead of Shedeur. So was Gabriel, who's got a lower rating.
It's probably just from his height.
Don't you think those guys at Madden are just throwing darts at a dartboard
Yeah.
with some of these?
That's also for engagement. They 100% drop these.
It's marketing. It's all marketing.
Yes. It's engagement.
Come on, folks.
Do you think they disrespected Shedeur with a 67?
Oh, don't. Would you stop?
You're just trying to get me pissed off.
Yeah, he is. It's just throwing.
When we talked about the rundown last night, I was like, I don't know if this one's going to really work. It might be an overtime
Oh
topic.
my God.
waving red meat in front of the Lions
I'm already like dehydrated. I can feel it in my face from not having any. I forgot to bring a water today. God forbid we should get water over here.
Dillon Gabriel is 66.
Everybody else has got to. Yeah.
3rd round pick is 66. Is that unfair?
I really don't give a rat's ass. I don't at all. I couldn't care less. Listen, I get mad about a lot of ridiculous things. So I can appreciate people that get mad at ridiculous things. But honestly, if you're getting offended that Shedeur Sanders' grade in Madden, you have major problems in your life. I mean, this is you need to go to the doctor. You need mental help. You do. And I could speak educatedly about this because I need mental help for the things I get aggravated about. That's why I go to therapy, because I'm a little insane. But listen to me. If you are offended that Shedeur Sanders got a low grade in a video game, you have mental problems. You need to get help, and I'm not joking about this. I am 100% serious. You need to see a therapist immediately. Call a therapist right now. Look one up. Find somewhere to go. This is beyond insane.
It's Madden ratings. It's fun. It's fun to talk about.
Would you get upset if I gave you power rankings, Bull? that has the Steelers and Green Bay above the Bengals?
No, I would not get upset. But I actually don't mind these things. I think they're fun. But I don't know why anybody would get upset about it. Yeah, that's silly.
I saw this yesterday, and I was actually shocked that the Steelers were ahead.
The Browns
of the
with 32, huh?
Yeah, those bottom
the
five
Steelers
teams.
6. Hey, listen. The Steelers finished with a better record than the Bengals last year, so how can I get offended? Not that I would.
It's a big jump on Aaron Rodgers.
I think the Bengals are better than the Steelers, but who knows? If Aaron Rodgers plays well this year, the Steelers have better defense than the Bengals. So why couldn't the Steelers finish ahead of the Bengals? Like I said, they just did last year. It's a fun exercise. Is it silly
if this pans out,
that the Lions are ninth? Of course it's silly, but whatever.
We'll tie it back to the Browns. If this pans out,
Yeah.
the Browns end up with the 1st and the 12th pick, the 13th pick in the draft. Jacksonville 20, that'd be the 13th pick, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
That would not be a bad spot. I mean, if the Browns are going to finish bad,
Yeah.
like finishing.
Sure. Well, if they finish first, then it doesn't really matter. I mean, you want Jacksonville to be bad, but in terms of if the Browns finish with the worst record, it doesn't matter where Jacksonville finishes in terms of needing ammunition to trade up for a quarterback.
Then you could draft your left tackle or receiver.
Yeah,
You
but
could
in a
trade-
perfect world, the Browns and Jaguars finish with the 2 worst records in football, and you get a quarterback. You get the best quarterback and the best non-quarterback in the draft.
Yeah.
Has that ever happened? Had the first 2 picks in the draft?
No,
I don't think so.
The Browns had 1 and 4 the year they took Baker and Denzel.
I had 5 picks in a row in a fantasy rookie draft. Does that count?
No.
Not the top 5, but I had 5 picks in a row. That reminded me of something else.
I'm gonna look that up real quick.
Oh, yesterday, did you guys see this? 2 brothers, Taylor and Tyler Rogers, both got traded on the same day.
Yeah.
I did not see that.
In Major League Baseball. They were on different. They had been on the same team, but they both got traded on the same day. So that got me thinking: has that ever happened before? And it turns out, I want to say 4 years ago, there were 2 brothers in the NHL who got traded for each other.
That's funny.
It was a 2-for-2 trade, and there was 1 brother on each side of that deal.
That's pretty funny.
Right? It would be like, hey, I've got traded to your team. Who'd you get traded? Oh, no.
It has happened
traded
before,
for
Bull,
you.
by the way.
In baseball?
No, in football.
What?
The team of the 1st and the 2nd pick.
Oh, the 1st and the 2nd pick. Oh, really? The
I-
Browns.
No.
19. Oh, no, go ahead.
Well, this is the Google AI search, so
Oh, boy.
I should quantify that maybe this is not true. But it happened in 92.
92.
If I give you the team, can you guess the 2 players?
Was it the Colts?
Yes.
Jeff George?
No.
Steve Entman?
He was number 1.
Oh, good job out of you. Bang.
Never heard of Steve Entman in my life.
Never heard of him?
Defensive
He
tackle
was a total
from
bust.
Washington, right? Did he go to Washington?
I don't remember.
He
But
did
he was
go to
a bust.
Washington,
I remember
yep.
that.
He was the 1st pick, and can you think of the 2nd pick?
92.
It was who?
A
What?
linebacker
Oh!
from A&M. Oh, another guy
I'll never
I've never
get his
heard of.
name. I'll never get his name. I think
Wow.
And they were both busts.
Oh, yeah? They had the first 2 picks in the
Quentin
draft.
Coriat.
I remember him. Quentin Coriat.
What was the rest of the top 10 that year? You have it?
I'll pull it up.
Man, you had the first 2 picks in the draft, and you blew them both.
19 NFL draft. 92.
Yeah.
Steve Entman.
Entman.
Just said that.
Quentin.
Quentin Coriat.
Yeah.
Sean Gilbert, the defensive tackle.
He was a
3rd
good
overall
player.
pick.
He was good.
Desmond Howard, 4th overall pick.
Wow.
Terrell Buckley, 5th overall.
Remember
He's
him.
good. Cornerback.
David Klingler.
Quarterback. Houston.
The
I don't
Bengals
remember.
took
Oh, he
him.
was a total bust.
Yeah.
He sucked.
Yeah.
Troy Vincent, Bob
player.
Whitfield, Tommy Vardell, and Ray Roberts
Touchdown Tommy.
Yeah, but he wasn't very
for the
good.
top 10.
He's all right. Stanford fullback. Came here.
Not a very good draft.
No. David Klingler was awful.
Yep. I remember.
He was so awful.
Darren Woodson, the 2nd-round pick, was the only guy that made multiple All-Pros in that
Did he
entire
kill?
draft
Did he
class.
kill somebody?
Darren Woodson?
No, it was Darren Sharper.
Oh God, geez, sorry, Darren Woodson. Oh damn,
That's bad.
I just threw Darren Woodson under the bus. I apologize to Woodson and the Woodson family for. Yeah,
Michael Bates made 5 Pro Bowls, the running
there
back.
you go. All right, I never heard of him. Doesn't sound
I
familiar
never
at
heard
all.
of him either. I don't know Michael
Jimmy
Bates.
Smith, the receiver,
I remember him, the Jaguars.
Jaguars
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
Yep.
and Chester McLaughlin,
Colts?
Defensive lineman.
defensive lineman.
Yeah.
For the
Jimmy
Raiders.
Smith, didn't they have like him and Keenan McCardell, right? Was they at the same time?
Yeah.
I think so.
Keenan McCardle was here.
That was a very
And
bad
Mark
draft.
Brunell was their quarterback,
Mark
wasn't he?
Brunell. Yeah.
Very bad draft.
All right. Well, there you go. We got Mary Kay Cabot coming up in a few minutes.
Yeah, we got 5 minutes till Mary Kay.
Okay.
Do you guys want to talk about what happened on the Pat McAfee show today, or do you guys still want to save that for overtime? Because I got a couple things saved up. Mike, I
Okay.
know you wanted to do this as a real topic today, but I put it in overtime.
We can do it whenever you want. It's up
Do
to
we
you,
have enough
producer.
time here before Mary Kay?
We can get back to it after Mary Kay, but we got about 5 minutes.
All right, go
until
ahead.
She's here.
Go ahead.
All right, let me pull this up here.
We cannot.
Mike, you want to play this full audio on
No,
here?
no, we will get
No?
flagged and in a lot of trouble.
Yeah. What
But
happened?
I'll let Mike
basically,
set this up then.
the Pat McAfee show was the stupid flies back. Was in Pittsburgh yesterday. They're doing a live show from Pittsburgh camp,
Yeah.
and they had TJ Watt live with them on the program.
Right.
And behind them was a bunch of fans that started chanting, "F Myles Garrett, F Myles Garrett,
Yeah,
F
okay.
Myles Garrett,"
Yeah.
as TJ Watt was sitting down and was being
Yeah.
introduced. It is the softest thing I've ever heard. Myles Garrett lives rent-free inside Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Anything that
Is it because of the Defensive Player of the Year?
I think it
What else could
has
be?
come down to that.
Well, and he
And the helmet
the
issue.
thing with
The helmet.
yeah.
Yeah,
but
of course.
but I don't
forgot
think
about
they would
that.
have chanted F Myles Garrett if Cameron Hayward sat down, or if Aaron Rodgers sat
Yeah,
down,
who cares?
or if
So
no,
what?
I mean it's
Yeah.
but
It is kind of funny that the
It's
Browns have been-
rent-free, yeah.
The Browns have been mostly irrelevant.
Yeah.
For 25 years.
Yeah,
Except
yeah.
for a blip here and there, and Steelers fans are so.
it is such a
obsessed with
soft,
him.
I
soft,
just think
soft
it's
move.
I just think it's because they feel like TJ Watt's the best pass rusher, and they feel like
They're supporting their guy.
I mean,
If Myles,
But if-
Myles Garrett, if this
You say
situation
Browns
was
fans
swapped,
would-
going.
they
Yeah.
would not have chanted FTJ Watt.
No.
They don't give a rat's ass about TJ Watt. TJ Watt occupies 0%
I don't agree with
headspace
that.
in regular Cleveland
yeah, I don't
fans.
agree with that. We talk our fans whenever somebody compliments TJ Watt, our fans get a little uptight about
No,
that.
but Mike's right. If Miles sat down,
fans
for
wouldn't have
the period-
chanted that. No, yeah.
No.
That is weird. I
Yeah.
mean, because the Steelers are the much more accomplished franchise. In
And
Browns
modern
fans would have
history.
chanted Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
Or whatever,
Yeah.
yeah.
It wasn't "Let's go TJ." It was F
I actually
Myles
think
Garrett.
it's funny.
It's such a soft move. It is funny.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
such a soft move by a soft fan base.
I don't think they're a soft fan base.
If they're doing that at training camp,
I don't know. To me, I think it's funny, and all fans can be silly sometimes. I don't look at it as being soft because I just look at them as they're defending their guy.
Yeah.
I don't look at it as like that is. I don't know why that makes them soft.
I just think when you have someone else who has been as irrelevant as the Browns have been to you over the last 30 years,
Yeah,
occupy that level of headspace,
yeah.
occupy that level of Myles Garrett had nothing to do.
But
It wasn't like they asked a question to TJ.
yeah,
Hey, TJ, are you the best pass rusher in football? Or it wasn't like Pat
Right,
McAfee
right.
said,
What
oh,
do you think of Miles Garrett?
yeah.
it was unprompted as
Yeah.
TJ sits down. Their first thought was not, let's cheer on TJ Watt. It was, let's say
Yeah.
F Myles Garrett. That's soft. I'm sorry. It's soft.
You know, like I've always sort of I thought from Pittsburgh's perspective, it's just not much of a rivalry anymore.
Yeah,
because
yeah,
The
yeah.
Steelers have dominated it, and I always felt like the Ravens were more
Yeah.
of a rival for them, and even the Bengals have been more of a rival for them than Cleveland.
Yeah.
Just because of how bad the rivalry's been the last 20 years. Maybe not. If that's the first place they go.
Yeah.
I mean, Browns fans always despise the Steelers.
Yeah,
That'll never change.
Yeah.
But from Pittsburgh's perspective, I didn't think that they took it quite as seriously.
They like thinking like the Browns are peons.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
like that.
Second-class citizens.
And so it's the one area where the Browns get credit ahead of the Steelers. And so I think that irritates their fans.
yeah.
And,
And Miles is better. Miles is.
of course
Yes.
he's better.
Objectively is better.
But
yes.
but people in Pittsburgh don't think that.
I know. I know.
And trust me, if TJ Watt were a Brown and Myles Garrett were a Steeler, everybody here would be saying TJ Watt's better.
Of course.
100%.
But he's not.
So I get it. But they're bothered by that. So all right, maybe it doesn't make them soft. Maybe I'll jump on the soft bandwagon. I think it's funny.
I laughed at it too when I saw the clip. It
Yeah.
just, when you try to replicate that in other situations, I try to put myself in like a Steelers fan shoe real quick, or in that situation. If any player I despised was a rival to my favorite player, my first thought when that player sat down wouldn't be F the other guy. Like to me, that's why I just can't wrap my head around how that was the first thought. And if you hey, can we play the clip without sound?
Yeah, I can play it. Let me
play the clip with that. Like, just watch the reaction to as this, and imagine in the background. We're not going to play it, but McAfee's losing it. They're eating it up. Like, you can see them all turning around. It's a great set, by the way. That's a terrific setup by ESPN and a great place to shoot camp.
Is he going to a bunch of camps or just Pittsburgh because that's where he's from?
I haven't seen him elsewhere. I'm not sure this is a full-on tour, but Cam Hayward sat down with him, and I can't tell if he's eating it up, if he's uncomfortable, if he's a little uncomfortable by it. Like, I can't fully read their body language.
McAfee?
No, McAfee's eating it up.
He's loving it.
No, McAfee's.
TJ's probably eating it up too. You know who else is eating it up? Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
There ain't no greater compliment than that, what they just did.
Oh, yeah.
Which goes back to he lives rent-free in their heads.
Yeah.
I'm not a McAfee fan. Do you guys like McAfee?
I think in certain roles he's incredible.
Yeah.
His addition to College Game Day has completely saved that entire franchise. On a day-to-day basis,
There's
hit or miss.
There's a little fatigue, I think, because he's everywhere.
Yeah.
So there's I've gone back and forth. I liked him at first. He's done
Yeah.
some stuff I didn't really love at all, and I really disliked. He's apologized for some of it, and overall, I think he's fine. But I think that they've just spread him. I mean,
It's him and Stephen A. Smith.
I was just gonna say that.
That's
it's the
whole
McAfee
ESPN.
and Stephen A. channel.
Yeah.
That's it.
There is nobody else. And now Dave Portnoy is going to be on the Fox.
Yeah.
I'm sure that the rest of that panel is thrilled about that.
Yeah, that's their answer to McAfee. That's them trying to. Because I actually
Yeah.
thought, I thought Fox for content. I thought Fox had surpassed Game Day. It's really good. With Urban Meyer's excellent.
But they want to go the guy like him too, because Portnoy will just say anything.
Yep.
Yeah.
He does not give a crap.
Yep.
I respect that.
And that's part of the deal, by the way. I listened to an interview where he
Yeah.
talked about it. Part of the deal with Fox is they can't. He's just like McAfee is.
He
at
should
ESPN.
be allowed to curse. They should.
Well, just like McAfee
Yeah.
is at ESPN. Portnoy's getting the same
He's
look
not
at
really
Fox.
my cup of tea, Portnoy, but I respect him because he don't. I love that he just doesn't give a crap. He doesn't care who he pisses off.
He's got FU money now.
Yeah. All right, we got Mary Kay Cabot.
Not yet.
Not
Still
yet.
waiting
Okay.
for her.
Yeah. So, yes, ESPN is. I don't know how many Stephen A. Smith shows we need. Didn't he get like half their radio staff fired so he can do another radio
he just
show?
got his own radio show from I think it's 1 to 3,
Whatever.
12 to 3. As if we needed 3 more hours of Stephen A. Smith
Hey, listen,
talking in our lives.
if they didn't think people would listen to it, they probably wouldn't put it on there.
That's right.
So he's popular. You may not like. You don't have to like him, but he's popular.
What's crazy is when I was growing up, this was just a New York show, but Stephen A. and Ryan Ruocco. You familiar with Ryan Ruocco?
Yeah.
He calls the WNBA games.
Nobody listened to it.
It was a great radio show, though.
But nobody listened to it.
I know, but it was a great and this was before Stephen A. became the mega superstar that Stephen A. is now.
Right.
It was a terrific radio. I may have been their only daily listener, but it was a terrific daily radio show. And then Stephen A. blew up. They tried to put a different partner with Ruocco. Never worked out. Ruocco went on to do his own thing.
Yeah.
He's still with ESPN, but not on the radio.
And now they
like that.
changed the ESPN radio lineup, I feel like, every few
Every
months.
3 months, yeah. We played a clip half an
Yeah.
hour ago from a show that you never heard of.
You know, I'll tell you a funny story. I've never shared this before, but at one point, midway through my time at the Fan here, I had a conversation with the programming director at ESPN Radio National. And for whatever, I don't even remember what happened. I don't even remember like the back and forth actually how it went. But I ended up, I felt like he wasn't, in the end after the conversation, they never made me an official offer. And so I re-signed to stay in Cleveland. At the time, I was interested in moving back to New York. I'm obviously no longer interested, but at the time I was. This is like 7-8 years ago. And so I'll wrap up my story quick. I found out after I re-signed that the reason they never made me an offer is because the program director there thought I was just using them to get a better contract.
Oh, wow.
Which was not the case.
Yeah. That's interesting.
And so, and I'm glad it worked out that way because I'm happy I stayed here. But it could have been a whole different situation. And then I don't know where we got that from. But anyway, go ahead. Let's bring in Mary Kay.
Yeah, before we bring in Mary Kay, guys, do you ever check your bank account and wonder, where did all my money go? Between dining out, online shopping, and entertainment, it's easy to lose track. That's where Monarch Money comes in. It's your personal CFO, giving you full visibility and control over your finances. Monarch Money isn't just a budgeting app. It's a complete financial command center where you can track all of your accounts, investments, and spending in one place, so you stop just managing your money and you start building wealth. When I started using Monarch, I realized just how much I was spending on food delivery, and now I'm able to budget smarter and save more. Take control with your finances through Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONNFL at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. That's monarchmoney.com, code LOCKEDONNFL for half off your first year. Now welcome in Mary Kay.
Mary Kay, how are you? Mary Kay, are you staying on top? Are you staying on top of all the baseball trades?
I am not staying on top of the baseball trades. No, definitely not. It's Hall of Fame week, so I'm a little crazed right now, and definitely not in the baseball world.
All right. Well, the Tigers just got a closer in Kyle Finnegan, which you're not interested in, but I figured I'd share that with our audience. Anyway, yeah, there is a lot going on. It's Hall of Fame week, Hall of Fame induction ceremony. And by the way, is Clay Matthews ever going to get in, or is that ship sailed?
You know what? It's a very good question. If he gets in, he's going to have to get in as a senior. So
Right.
I really don't know the answer to that yet. I really hope that he does get in, and it would be tremendous if he did. But it's really hard because once you get into that senior pool, it's very, very difficult to make it in.
Mary Kay, we saw DeJuan Jones get carted off the field yesterday. It turns out it was just heat exhaustion. Are we looking at anything that should keep him out over the next couple of days, or is that officially something we can put in the past and expect DeJuan Jones back fully healthy?
Yeah, I think you can expect him back. It really, really is a situation where the heat impacted him, and he should be absolutely fine. They've got the day off today. I mean, they are doing some work. They're probably getting treatment and things like that. But just in terms of him, he should be fine by the time we get back out there tomorrow.
It wouldn't be an interview with a Browns beat reporter without asking about the quarterback situation, Mary Kay. And I know yesterday, Shedeur and Dillon got their first chances to go up against the first-team defense. Flacco with the ones went against the second-team defense. Was that more of Kevin Stefanski just shuffling things up in a way that he anticipated doing all week, or was that a result of Dillon and Shedeur looking good in practice and earning some of those reps against the first-team defense?
Well, first of all, Dillon has already had opportunities with and against the first team offense. So it wasn't his first opportunity to do that. The new thing that happened yesterday was that Shedeur got a chance to go against the first team defense a little bit. And he did so working with the second team offense. So it was, just a little nugget about Shedeur yesterday. And I think it's a good sign. I think he got rewarded for working really, really hard and doing a really nice job on everything. And he was able to go out there and go 2 for 3 in that session. He finished it off with 2 completions against some of the best defenders in the NFL. So I just thought that was a really good sign for him.
How are, based on what you've heard, Mary Kay, how is he doing behind the scenes, picking up the offense, and just being a teammate and all those type of things? How's he doing there?
Well, as far as being a teammate, he's doing a tremendous job with that. And I really like his personality. I've really enjoyed what I've seen and heard from him as a person, as a human being. So that's been really, really cool to watch him kind of blossom and grow here. I caught a moment with him just earlier in the week when the quarterbacks were going to be talking to us. And I saw that when Jerome Baker was at podium 2, Shedeur was getting ready to walk out of the field house with 2 members of the PR staff and walk over to podium 1. When everybody saw him going to podium 1, a lot of people started walking away from Jerome Baker. And I saw this was not a PR thing. This was absolutely Shedeur turning to those 2 PR guys, and he said, I'm not going until Jerome is done. And he didn't do it for the cameras. He didn't do it for show. I just so happened to catch it out of the corner of my eye. And I thought that was really cool. And then, of course, I tweeted it right away in real time. And so he got asked about it when he did go up to the podium. And he said, that's respect. I know that I, produce a lot of content and draw a lot of energy and attention. And I wanted Jerome to have his moment. And I just thought that was really, really cool. So behind the scenes,
cool.
As a human being, he's doing a phenomenal job that way. And then he's working really hard. He's got a tremendous work ethic, and he's working really hard to pick up the things that he needs to. And that's all the pre-snap stuff. He's got to figure out how to call the play in the huddle, how to work on the protections and the motions and all of those things that happen pre-snap. Post-snap, he's doing great. I mean, he's got a really nice ball. He's got a really nice arm. He puts nice touch on it. He's very, very accurate, and I think he's earning more reps. I think they have to be really, really happy with what they're seeing with him.
Mary Kay, how severe is Kenny Pickett's hamstring, and when do you think he'll be back?
It's a good question. I will probably know more about that either later today or tomorrow. They're going to reevaluate him today, so he's probably having whatever tests they will do for that. And if he can get back maybe by next week, perhaps he can still stay very, very relevant in the competition for the week 1 start. If he doesn't get back for next week for that practice on Monday, the first one in block 3, and also the joint practice in Carolina, then I think it's going to start to get really difficult for him to be ready for that week 1 start. He's missing a lot of time right now, and really important time. These are 3 days in pads that they're doing here in block 2. And then again, we know how important the joint practice is with the Carolina Panthers. And then they also have the game, which I don't think Joe and Kenny were probably going to play in that game anyway. I think they're looking at them more so for the practice. If he can't get back by then, I think it's going to start to get tough.
I know we're a little premature prior to that first preseason game, but is it going to be the young guys, do you think, in that at quarterback in that first preseason game? Will we see the vets at all this preseason, or how much leash do you think the rookies are going to have in those games?
I think they're still working through that right now, but I do think that they're probably leaning towards, or at least they were leaning towards, resting Joe and Kenny in the game and letting the rookies just have at it, especially after a very difficult practice that the veterans will have on Wednesday it is. So I do think that there is a lot of sentiment towards letting those rookies play probably these first 2 preseason games and then using the 3rd preseason game as a dress rehearsal. But this team is ready to pivot, and they have to be, because the Kenny Pickett injury threw a monkey wrench into the whole plan. They were going to do certain things in block 2, and we don't even know what those things were going to be. We were looking forward to showing up on Monday and seeing how the reps were going to shake out. Were they going to give a whole bunch more to Joe and Kenny and let the rookies start to take a back seat? Were they going to ramp them up? We don't know what their strategy was going to be. All we know now is that Joe is firmly in the driver's seat as the QB1 right now, and that Dillon moved up and got some first-team reps, and then Shedeur moved up into the QB3 spot and also got some work against the first-team D.
Mary Kay went out to practice on Tuesday, and admittedly, all eyes were on the quarterbacks. That's what we all want to see. But the Browns' first 2 picks were on defensive players this year, Mason Graham and Carson Schlesinger. What's been the buzz about those 2 from the early reporting in camp?
Well, I'll tell you what, Carson Schlesinger is showing up. He's making plays, he's making hits, and he's done a tremendous job so far. And it seems like they really nailed it with him, especially when the pads have come on. He's just out there. He's making tackles and making a lot of noise. And it's really incredible to watch these guys tackling to the ground. I didn't know that we were really going to see that. I knew they were going to have a tougher camp. I knew that it was going to be more intense and faster paced. But he really didn't necessarily prepare us for the tackling to the ground that started yesterday. It's cool to see. Haven't really had it since Hugh Jackson had those siren periods where they made a huge deal about it. They're blaring sirens, and all of a sudden, you know, the tackling is going to be live. This kind of flew under the radar. All the guys seem to really love it. And again, Carson is really showing up. And same thing with Mason. He's really coming along on the inside there and getting that push up the middle that they want from him.
Mary Kay, let's wrap things up with the big award, the big honor. We talked about the Hall of Fame. You have won the Bill Nunn Award, being honored, only the second woman to ever win this award. Congratulations. I'm so sorry I couldn't be. You had was it a dinner or I can't remember. Was it
reception?
A reception.
Yeah. A party.
And thank you for inviting me. I'm so sorry I couldn't make it. I know Jason got wasted there. He was out of control.
Hammered.
But congratulations. It's quite an honor. And just tell us your thoughts as you get ready to go to get this honor award.
Well, it's a little bit overwhelming.
Yeah.
I've been covering so much of Brown's training camp and the quarterback competition that I really didn't have a lot of time to sit down and work on my speech. But I have to give a speech tomorrow night in front of all the Gold Jacket Hall of Famers at the Gold Jacket dinner. So it's a little daunting, a little overwhelming. And once again, it's not like I have been crafting the speech for weeks and weeks. I sat out on my sun porch last night, really jotting down my thoughts and my notes. But I think a couple of the things that really come to mind about this, as you mentioned, I'm only the second woman to win this award. So I'm pretty proud about that whole thing. And I really feel like I blazed a trail for women in this industry. And I didn't want to just show up and do the job. I wanted to really make my mark, really make an impact, and try to play big in this industry. And I feel like I've done that because I wanted other women to be able to come in here and say, if she could do it, we can do it too. So I think I was able to establish that. That's one of the things that I'm most proud of.
And you certainly have, and it's well-deserved. We're all very happy for you, especially those who have known you for a while. And it's hard. I mean, as a woman in this business, I don't want to speak for you, obviously, but I just know there's a lot of guys who don't want to hear a woman talk about sports, who will automatically assume you don't know your stuff if you're a woman. And to have to overcome that, something that men don't have to do in this business, that alone makes it so hard. And for you to overcome that nonsense and have to deal with all the crappy things that people have probably said over the years.
Not to mention the locker room treatment.
Oh, exactly.
From where it was 30 years ago, 40 years ago to now.
Yeah. So kudos to you for all you've done, all you've accomplished, and all you've had to deal with along the way.
Well, thank you. I really do appreciate that. And yes, it does add a whole other layer to your job when you're getting called names all the time and when you're having social media attack you and all the things that go on this job. But like I said, I wanted to stay in the game because if I could stay in the game, then other women could come into the game and walk through the door and do their job as well. So I was able to do it. I've had a lot of support. My husband is absolutely tremendous and amazing. I could not have done it without him. All of the names that I've been called, all the threats, anything that's ever happened, I come home and he's right there for me, supporting me and helping me get through this and helping me, obviously, with the 3 kids that I raised while I was doing this crazy job. So it's been quite a run, quite a ride, and I'm really looking forward to this weekend.
Mary Kay, we'll let you out of here on this. And once again, congratulations. But you have become an inspiration for the next generation. I'm just curious, as you were explaining your last answer, who was your inspiration to get into the business?
Well, there really weren't very many women doing this before I got into the business. So I didn't really think that it was even possible. And it just is something that kind of happened. Now, once I did arrive on the scene and start covering the Browns, I saw that Marla Ridenour, my very, very dear friend who has walked this Hall of Fame journey with me, was already there doing some Browns coverage for Dayton Daily News and Columbus Dispatch. And so she already helped blaze the trail, and that was tremendous. And, we've just remained very close throughout all of these years, and I'm so grateful to have her. But there were not very many women in this industry, and now, like I said, I'm happy to be able to provide that for anyone who's come after me.
That's just awesome. All the best, Mary Kay. Congratulations. We're all very excited. Did you ask Joe Thomas? Did you talk to Joe to see if he could give you any advice?
No, I did not talk to Joe, but I'm looking forward to seeing him tomorrow night. I think he's going to be there. I hope he's going to be there at the Gold Jacket dinner. And, I can't wait to see him. I thought it might be kind of cool to go in the same year that he did. But this is actually way better because I was very focused on Joe that year. And I had to write all those stories and features and things like that. So this kind of worked out better.
Do you know what they serve at the Hall of Fame Gold Jacket dinner?
Oh yeah.
I'm shocked Bull didn't ask the question, but
That's a good point.
No offense,
I don't know
Bull.
why I didn't. Do you know what the dinner is?
You know what? My daughters, funny you should ask, were just asking me that. What do they serve? Because they are here from out of town, and they're going to be at the dinner with me, and as well as my son, my husband, and some other people. And they were like, "What is at the Gold Jacket dinner?" And I had to say, I have no idea. There are a lot of details about this weekend that I just don't know. And part of the reason for that is because, once again, I'm very preoccupied with doing my day job and making sure that I'm getting the Browns covered. And so I haven't really had too much time to think about this, but hopefully by tomorrow I will get my Gold Jacket dinner game face on.
You know,
sure it'll be delicious.
Correct me. One of your daughters is an acrobat in the circus. Is that right? An acrobat?
Yes. A professional, yes. One of my daughters is a professional acrobat in, Cirque du Soleil type performances where,
And
it's a lot of artistry.
But hang on. And the other one is a
Stand-up comedian?
yes.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I didn't know
That's
that.
awesome. I got to meet her the other night at the reception.
Does
I
she
met her husband
is she
and-
like traveling the country all the time?
No, she's brand new, but she is doing stand-up comedy in New York City. So, that's a tough crowd there, but she's already been working at it. She goes to classes at Second City and things like that. So she's very, very new at it. She also has a marketing job up there, and she's dabbling in the stand-up comedy, but she's doing pretty well so far.
Well,
pretty awesome.
Good for you. I mean, to have two kids doing such unusual jobs, like you have to have supportive parents.
Oh yeah.
yes.
To go into a field that's like hard to succeed in. I feel like your daughter so maybe you do a whole thing where like one of your daughters does a roast of you, maybe your other daughter is like doing
Juggling
flips
you.
and juggling. I don't know. Get the whole family involved, Mary Kay. We'll see.
Yeah, they could put on quite a show, I would think. So yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I told them to follow their hearts, and they really took me literally on that. So so they're having a good time. And I have a son too, and he's an accountant, but he is also a future member of the senior golf tour at the rate he's going.
Wow.
He'll have his moments.
All right. Very accomplished. That's awesome. So happy for you, Mary Kay. All the best.
Thanks, Mary Kay.
Congratulations.
Take care. Yes.
Congrats.
Thank you, guys. Thanks so much.
All right. Congratulations to Mary Kay winning that award. That's really cool. To be just the second woman.
Do you know who the first
ever?
is? I should have asked her.
Charlene Williams, I believe.
Oh, yeah, she's an A&M grad, covers the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know her.
Right.
I know both the female building on
Look at
There
that.
you go.
small club.
Look at that.
Yeah, I got to meet Mary Kay's husband and one of her daughters.
Oh, really? You've never met him before?
Never met him.
That's
No.
funny.
Yeah. I mean, I only started hanging around the Browns 7 years ago.
Yeah, that's true. And it's not like she's bringing her husband to work. You know?
He's not in the press box.
No, yeah. But I felt so bad I couldn't make it. But we had the whole thing with my son. But anyway.
The Tick fiasco.
Yeah, there was a lot going on, and I just
You don't have to. You don't have to tell. us the
Yeah, I
story.
couldn't
Yeah.
get going there. But anyway, really happy for Mary Kay.
Yes.
It's an awesome honor, and that's cool that she gets to do her speech in front of all the Hall of Famers.
A lot of pressure.
I don't know if she get to be in the parade. I should have asked.
I don't know.
We can text her now.
We've got a game tonight.
There's a game tonight.
Yeah, it is.
I know it's not
I can't
great
believe-
football, but it's football.
DJ Ugalele. He was Trevor Lawrence's backup,
Yeah.
At
I got
Clemson.
nothing. I got nothing.
and he was a 5-star recruit.
Yeah.
They thought he was going to be good. Turned out to be terrible. Transferred
Yeah.
to Florida State for one last season. Was horrific. Then he
Yeah.
transferred to Oregon State to try and salvage his career. Was even more horrific.
Yeah.
He's playing a half tonight.
So but yet he still made it to the NFL,
He's
at least
playing-
for a training camp.
He's playing a half.
Who's
tonight.
playing tonight? I don't even know.
Lions and Chargers.
Trey Lance is starting. It's on going to be Channel 3, too.
It's
on NBC.
Trey Lance versus DJ Ugalele.
Yeah,
You
Trey
wanna
Lance
talk
is starting
about-
for the Chargers.
Horrific quarterback
Oh,
play
God.
potential. Bet the under. I'm putting.
That's
bet-
so funny that
I'm
Trey
betting the under
Lance,
right now.
like, the Niners have been one of the smarter organizations. The fact that they
An
traded up for
absolute
Trey
debacle.
Lance, who is
They gave him a haul.
If you're starting in the Hall of Fame game, you're amongst the worst quarterbacks in the league.
They gave up a haul.
yeah. All right, go ahead, Anthony.
All right, guys, we got 9 super chats today to get through.
All right.
First one comes from B. Haas. Guards priorities. 1, make money. 2, win on a budget.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the owner does not care about winning. It's that simple. He doesn't care. That's not a priority.
From James, Bull and Mike, which pizza is better, New Haven or New York style?
New York.
New York. New Haven's really good.
New
pizza.
Haven's great too.
Yeah, but I
and it
prefer
would
New York.
depend on the individual place.
New Haven, Connecticut?
What's New Haven?
Great pizza. In New
Oh,
Haven.
really?
New Haven, Connecticut's like the pizza.
I was joking. I thought.
Yeah. No, New Haven, Connecticut's got great pizza.
Great
But
pizza.
but it's
They're
just
famous
there's not
for
as
the-
many places.
New Haven's famous for the white clam.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Pie.
But they use a lot of garlic on their pizza,
Yeah.
which I do like.
And they get the crust extra crispy. That's like the New Haven style.
You learn something
Very
new
good.
every day.
Very,
Yeah.
I mean, very, very good pizza, but New York is still best.
Yeah.
I got 3 here from Oliver. Kwan is most likely going to the Padres, and I'm going to miss him. A year from hell for Cleveland sports so far. And then you guys need to stop disrespecting Super Bowl winner Kenny Pickett.
Oh my God.
I mean, it is always tragic when you lose your Super Bowl winning quarterback in training camp. Like, it's always a tough blow for any organization.
Yeah. It has been a bad. I mean, you think about it.
Cavs flame out.
Since when did they get eliminated? May? Early May?
Yeah.
Cavs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's since May. It's been a pretty bad run.
Or just starting in May.
Starting in May.
Because May 7th was the first game against Indiana. So.
Right. So the Cavs shit down their leg. The Guardians have been pretty bad
2 gambling
since
allegations.
then. The 2 gambling allegations. We're not feeling good about the Browns right
Traded
now.
Bieber, may trade Kwan. The Browns are.
It's been a
one of the worst
bad
teams in
run
football, yeah.
here, a bad stretch, and it doesn't look like anything's turning around anytime soon. And even when it comes to the Cavs, who are obviously off the radar now for a while, yeah, we know they're going to be good in the regular season, but how excited can we get about that?
I'm actually
Even you
so
guys
excited.
who feel more optimistic about them than I do, you're not going to get excited about them in the regular season.
When have I ever gotten excited about the
Never,
regular season?
ever.
I'm excited for basketball, but I'm ready for the
Yeah.
playoffs.
See, I'm excited for football. I can't wait to watch football.
Me too. I'm just.
Yeah.
If we're talking Cavs, like.
Yeah. Our fall baseball league that I run, last year we played games at 9 a.m., 11 a.m., and 1 p.m., and I'm like, this is not good for football.
Yeah.
So now this year, we're playing at 9 a.m. and 6 p.m. That's it.
Smart.
The Browns never play at 4 o'clock.
No.
At least not until later in the year, so I don't have to worry about that.
They do have a 9 o'clock game.
They do with the Vikings, but I think my team's playing at 6 p.m. that week.
Yeah, that's a nice perk of being the commission.
Yeah, I could make the schedule whatever I want. Go ahead, Anthony.
All right, from Dragon the Abandoner. It's dumb to tank for a QB when most are in mid-first round. And
What?
then
Well, hold on.
What does that even mean?
Read that one more time.
it's dumb to tank for a QB. Most are in mid-first round. That's what it says.
I don't understand.
Quarterbacks.
I don't know if he's saying most are mid in the first round or.
I
if
think
most
he's
are
saying most of the
mid-first
good quarterbacks are in the middle of the first round, which is not really true.
I think Anthony's right. I think he's saying most. I don't know.
Or-
Who
or-
knows?
or-
Both are inaccurate.
The hit rate on quarterbacks is low, but the hit rate on first round quarterbacks is significantly higher than it is on second,
Yeah.
third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh round.
Again,
quarterbacks.
most of the good quarterbacks were drafted in at least the top, first round or first couple picks of the second round. Almost every good quarterback was drafted in the first 35 picks of the draft.
Most of the good ones are the top 15.
Yeah.
Like most.
But if you go down to like the first 5 picks of the second round, you got almost every good quarterback outside of maybe 4 or 5 guys. Go ahead.
Gotta say, Mike and Jason both calling me Anthony today really threw me off. It's usually Ant.
I
All right, next
called
one.
you Anthony.
Miss Bell 70. Yeah, you did earlier. But Miss Bell 70 says the
I
owner
call
let
you
us
Anthony
know.
all the time.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Miss Bell 70. The owner let us know why Shedeur has been slow rolled and the QB that can't see over the line is being prepped. That has loser written all over it, and you wonder why all of us are here for Shedeur.
What?
What did the owner say that? I did see. I think people really misconstrued what Jimmy was saying about their drafting of Shedeur. Like that got taken
What
way out of context.
What do you mean? What did we misconstrue?
I saw it like on ESPN. They were talking about it. All he was saying was like when we left Friday night, we never thought we were going to take him
Right.
because they didn't think he was going to be there.
Right.
That's why.
Okay.
There was nothing against Shedeur. Like,
Oh, yeah.
This whole idea that they're just like trying to railroad Shedeur
that's
is the
stupid.
stupidest thing.
Yeah. You don't draft a guy to
It is
try and-
nonsensical.
I mean,
They traded up for him.
Are
We're
you
gonna trade up for
surprised
someone
we
who,
have conspiracy theories about
God.
everything these days?
It's just
We got
before
4
my
more,
head blows
yeah,
off.
I got 4 more. 2 of them are. We got a hater alert here. Why does Jason hate the Browns again? And Bull is absolutely ridiculous today. Jesus Christ. Those both come from Philip Chambers.
Good. Thanks, Philip. Next.
Jordan says respect and congrats to Mary Kay. And then
Yep.
Soleil says, anyone worried about how bad the O-line has been?
What do you mean has been?
It's first week of training camp.
I mean, DeJuan, and I was telling you.
Is he talking about practice?
Yeah, he's talking about practice. I was telling you,
Yeah.
DeJuan got spanned like a top by Myles Garrett.
It's Myles Garrett.
But
He's
I
gonna
told
spin
Jason,
everybody like a top.
in person, when you're, I don't know, 10 yards away from them,
Yeah.
Myles Garrett is a gigantic human being. DeJuan Jones is twice as big. It's incredible how big DeJuan is in person.
Yeah.
Myles get off when he wants to, and you can tell the plays he's engaged in when he's just going through practice.
Yeah.
Maybe one of the most absurd things I've ever seen from a physical standpoint with my own 2 eyes in person up close.
Yeah.
Like,
Don't.
it makes no sense how
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
possible. Just because those guys can't block Myles,
Watching Myles
Nobody
Garrett
can
in
block
person
Myles.
in practice is unlike.
it's
most
worth the
things
price
you
of
see.
admission. Yeah,
And don't judge offensive linemen based on how they play against Myles Garrett, because
I agree.
it's pretty hard for somebody to look good at playing against Myles Garrett.
Do you know who DeJuan did shut down though?
Everybody else, no. See you on overtime. You'll find out in overtime.
TJ Watt.